Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. That's Elon Musk lookalike with the Arnold Palmer dual action, kung fu action. Indeed. Indeed.
You don't want to get mixed up with a guy like me. I'm a loner, Daddy. A rebel.
Welcome, rebels. I'm so glad you're alive. It's a new day.
Sunrise on the horizon. Sky is blue, no denying. News with Skyjack Morgan. Bright and early new dawn. Every headline, every story. Gives your morning some glory. Stay informed, stay tuned as the day breathes.
Day breeds new gloom.
Good morning headlines with Skyjack Morgan. Start your day just fine. Information for you, darling. With coffee in your cup used to fill you right up. Cleansing weather on the go. Morning show you need to know. Join us on this daily ride with your morning side by side. Catch the latest, feel the vibe. Sky will keep you well supplied. Good morning headlines with Skyjack Morgan. Start your day just fine. Information for you, darling.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that you are alive and well. Thank you so much for being here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. What a beautiful day. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy that you are here and alive and well. It's a beautiful day to be American, ain't it? Oh, I love the smell of napalm in the morning. It smells like... We had a lot going on this last night, huh? Lots of the primaries went. Things happened. People voted. Got a little hairy there in Dallas, but we got a lot of news to go on. I think that's pretty exciting. A lot of people talking about what's happened with Kristi Noem. I think we'll look at that a little bit about the crusty gnome today. Should be fun. You're a socialist now. I mean, the richest people in the world are so screwed. Now that you're a socialist, they are screwed. Pause the track. Thank you for being here. It smells like burning democracy. Yeah. Smells like burning children out there in America. Well, you know, we can't have it all, can we? We can't. We tried, but we can't. We can't just have it all in America. We tried. We had a good run. We had a run. We had a run. It was fun. You wish your autoplay worked? Well, that's all right. We're going to be all right. Welcome to the show. It's a spiritual war for your soul. If you believe or not, see, God loves you and wants to be in heaven with him, but Satan wants to pull you away from God. Hell is very real and give you life to Jesus Christ. It's always so weird people want me to give my life to anybody. I'm like, man, I went to Christian schools, went to Catholic schools. I learned a lot about Jesus, and giving my whole life over to anybody. No siree. No, I'm not going to do that. I was only given one, and I'm not just going to give it away. You know what I'm saying? To nobody, just because you say so. No way, no how. Never, never, never. Thank you so much for joining us, though. My name is Skyjack Morgan, independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate. Yeah, you noticed that Jasmine Crockett didn't make it. You know, some people think... Some people think that the reason why the Republicans were so into Jasmine Crockett was because they thought that if she won the primary, they could beat her more easily because it'd be easier to beat a black woman than a white man, James Talarico. But it didn't work out that way. James Talarico won the primary. I think it's interesting that, you know, I wouldn't put it past the Republicans to play such dirty pool, but because they do play some dirty pool. But I think it's still an interesting place, a thing to think about, because look where we are in America. We're still having conversations about, well, the Republicans, like Jasmine Crockett, they want her to win the primary because they think it'll be easier to beat her come November. And it's like, because she's a black woman. It's so gross to think that that's where America is, that's what we have to think about still. It's 2026, man. And we're still thinking about shit like that. It's embarrassing, isn't it? Aren't you embarrassed to be American, living in a place where we have to say things out loud like, well, the Republicans really want Jasmine Crockett to win because she's a black woman and they know they could beat her because they know that people are racist and sexist, so they think that she'll be easier to be victorious over come November. It's gross. Yeah, race, sex still in the convo. That's true. It's sad, isn't it? It is sad. It is. This chud country, dog. I wanted to say something before we get really started with the news. I got a comment yesterday that was like, well, the Iranians chant, I hate America, death to America. And I'm like, all right, well, first of all, you don't care about this? You don't care about the Iranians saying death to America? They chant it. And I'm like, well, when I was a teenager, maybe I would have cared about something like that when I was so quick on the draw. But I'm not going to be so easily manipulated these days, you could go videotape anybody burning a flag or saying death to America. What's that got to do with anything? What do I care? Is that what we're doing? We're killing Iranians because we're emotionally fragile? Because we can't stand it when they say something mean about where we were born? I mean, what is this? Like, what'd you say about my mama? Is that what we're doing? What'd you say about my mama? And we just lose our cool? I thought we were supposed to be the smart ones, the civilized ones, I heard yesterday Donald Trump saying that the Iranians declared war on all of civilization. Okay, well, if that's true, then shouldn't we be acting as if we are the civilized ones? But instead, every day, and in my chat on this YouTube channel, I get people saying, you don't care about them chanting death to America. No, I don't. No, I don't care about words. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. I know it's a little hard to hear, but I mean, they're experiencing something further down the stream of American imperialism. I'm up here at the top of the mountain. I'm over here wondering if I should drink coffee or tea today. I wonder whether or not I should drink my Death Wish coffee out of my Yeti cup that was given to me. I got this for free somewhere, this Yeti cup, and I love it. I love this Yeti cup. Yeti, call me. Let's do a sponsorship. I mean, and my old, it's old and beaten, but I have this wonderful, it's broken. I need a new one. Yeti, I need a new one. This one's old and broken. This French press. I drink my Death Wish coffee, which is fair trade and organic, and I think I must be doing something good in the world, helping out those coffee workers. I mean, think how privileged I am. I think about that every time I make coffee. I've got a little grinder. I push a button and the coffee comes out perfectly ground. I think of myself as so freaking privileged to have coffee in the morning. And there's people all over the world who can't afford it, and the Iranians are at the business end of my of my imperialist overreach, of my imperialist country. And if they want to say death to America, that's all right, I say. It's freedom of speech, right? Everyone gets freedom of speech. Don't care who you are, where you live, what country you're a citizen of. You get freedom of speech. That's it. America in full effect. When do we graduate to America? Well, that's a good question, Cerebral Pugilist. Thank you for being. Seems we got the vegan crowd, not the mag turds today. Don't worry, they'll come. Don't worry. The maggers will be here. Unless maybe they're having a rally or something. That's okay. But what do you think? Do you think it's all right for someone to chant death to America? Should I get really upset about that? Should I be really just like beyond the pale upset about something like that? I don't think so. I don't think I should be. I think that I should be perfectly able to keep my cool, even though someone says, you said something
chairman
mean
of
about
Joint
my
Chiefs.
homeland. The homeland. You said something mean about it. I mean, it seems odd to go crazy like that. Anyway, if you don't know who I am, my name is Scott Jack Morgan. I'm an independent news and culture commentator and free speech and critical thinking advocate. This is the #1 news reaction show on YouTube, as is evidenced by this wonderful graphic right here. There it is. You see this got the #1 news reaction show, and then right here's my name. It used to be lower, but I had to put the independent right here so that everyone knows I'm an independent. I don't like Republicans or Democrats. I think the corporatocracy needs to go, and we need to tear down these types of hegemonies and hierarchies in order to have a freer world. How do you feel about it? Do you think we should have a freer world? I do. In their mind. That's right, Bombaya says 9/11 messed up a lot of people in their mind. Oh, that did mess up a lot of people, but most of the people talking about this shit don't even remember 9/11, man. And we're not being reminded about 9/11 today. Like 9/11, if anything, we should have remembered 9/11 this weekend, because when we go do horrible things, like a preemptive strike in order to prevent a preemptive strike that may or may not have been happening, in order to keep weapons of mass destruction from falling into the wrong hands, even though there are no weapons of mass destruction anywhere in that region, in order to think like that and then expect nothing to happen. Like 9/11 should have been, the lesson of 9/11 should have been that what happens to the poorest people on earth, the most oppressed, directly affects the richest people on earth. And the people who are in the World Trade Center, I know, like, to us in America, we don't think of them as rich, but on the global scale, they're the richest people in the world. They are the 1% of the world, the people living in New York City, most of them, and they're doing great. According to the rest of the world, they got running water. They got a refrigerator. They got an oven. You know, these are luxuries. They have a coffee grinder. They have a French press coffee. They get fair trade organic coffee delivered to their house. Like, I get coffee delivered to my house. Do you know what a luxury that is for the rest of the world? So 9/11 should have taught us that. What happens to the poorest people, that we're connected. And we're not always on the wrong side. Wrong side. It says, switch next video. Oh, God, wrong side. Switch next video. See, people are afraid. They're afraid, man. They're scared. They're super scared. I don't think millennials forgot about 9/11, at least elder millennials. Maybe it's our responsibility to remind people. We've never been the same since. Well, we've never been the same since, but now it is time to remind people. You're right, but I think that millennials never got the lesson. Like, what do you think millennials learned? I talk to people who are millennials all the time, and they don't seem to have learned anything from 9/11. Just, we got to fight them over there so they don't fight them over here, so that they hate us for our freedom. I mean, this is the type of shit that they learned. They hate us for our freedom. Like, the stupid, just cliche responses from George W. Bush. That's what people learned. They didn't learn that after years of oppression, after meddling in foreign affairs in the Middle East for so long, and after ignoring the demands of so many of the people that were being oppressed over there by us and others, that they had enough and they bombed us. Like, I mean, this is, if you ever read the demands of Al-Qaeda, a lot of them are reasonable. Like, I feel like we could have met them halfway, honestly, on a lot of that shit. Like, get the military out of Saudi Arabia. You got it, boss. No problem. Let's get the military out of Saudi Arabia. Love that idea. Love it. Or else we're going to do something bad to your country that you're not going to be able to ever recover from. Cool. I say we get out of Saudi Arabia. That'd be fine for me. I didn't mean political sides. Ha ha ha. I meant your graphics are covered by the chat. My graphics are covered by the chat. Dang it. My graphics are covered by the chat. The #1 news reaction show on YouTube. Ooh, how about now? Normally I don't have those graphics on. I've been putting them on because when I do shorts, they come on. Like you could see them when I cut this up into shorts, you could see my cool graphic. See? Sometimes I have this one on. But we're not doing call-in show today. How about this one? Is America still free? How about that one? No? All right, we don't need it anymore. Thanks for the you don't like the chat being on the graphics? I don't mind. It's on the wrong side. Get it? I got you. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining. My name is Skyjack Morgan. You pointed to the wrong side. Really? Mine was right here. On my screen, it was right here. This is where my... Interesting. All right. Anyway, here we go. This is the Pete Hegseth talking about the news.
Staff, Dan Kane. With one unmistakable message about Operation Epic Fury. America is winning.
Epic Fury! America's winning, everybody. America is winning. Aren't you stoked? Aren't you stoked that America's winning? Are you happy? Do you believe that America's winning? Do you feel like America's winning? I mean, Donald Trump said that we are tired of winning. Oh my God, Mr. President, please stop winning. Did you watch the State of the Union address? Stop winning. We're winning too much. Oh God, we were such losers before you came along. And you saved us, Donald Trump. You saved us. Operation Epic Fury. I think that, I think this is a little wink because there's a lot of people in the MAGA movement who are very into furry. Like yippers, furries. You know what I'm talking about. Like that party at Mar-a-Lago where they dressed up like Marie Antoinette with dog face heads. They're furries. They're really into this stuff. I'm not sure. Operation Epic Fury. They're really into that shit. Epic regards. They just forgot. They just didn't know how to spell fury. Epic Fury. Is that the new Mad Max movie? Mm-hmm. Epic McFlurry. That's why my bias. That's why, because Donald Trump loves McDonald's. It's a marketing opportunity. He can get with McDonald's. We should have a collaborate. Let's collab, Mickey D. Let's collab, Ronald McDonald. Ronald McDonald's. Let's collab. We'll have Epic McFlurry. Epic McFlurry. It'll be good. It'll be great. The best thing. The best thing ever. Because we love flurries, don't we, folk? We love McFlurries. It's the best. Epic fail. I know it is an epic fail. The furry. It's their epic furries. Operation Epic Furries.
Decisively, devastatingly, and without mercy.
Without mercy.
Under the direct command of President Trump, the War Department...
Without mercy, because Donald Trump gets really upset when we say the word mercy, because it reminds him of the time when that Christian bishop said that please be merciful inside of a church, and he had to cry for weeks. Do you remember when Donald Trump cried for weeks because a bishop told him to be merciful inside of a Christian church? I mean, Jesus Christ was really into mercy, man. Really into mercy. Like, that was one of his main things. Peace, mercy, compassion, charity, chastity. He was really into that stuff. Donald Trump hates all of those things. He hates mercy. No mercy.
Unleashed this operation early Saturday morning, just 4 days ago, which means we need to remember two things. First, we are only 4 days into this.
What the hell? What happened? Democrats got their ass whooped? Dude, it was a primary election. What are you talking about? Yeah, okay, they got their asses whooped.
Metrics are shifting, dust is settling, and more forces are arriving. It's very early. And as President Trump has said, we will take all the time we need to make sure that we succeed.
I like it. It rhymes. We got all the time we need to make sure we succeed. We're going to get the Fury Epic McFlurry. It'll be great.
Second, we are only 4 days into this, and the results have been incredible. Historic, really.
Yeah,
only the United States of America could lead this. Only us. But when you
Israel led it, though, I heard.
Add the Israeli Defense Forces, a devastatingly capable force, the combination is sheer destruction for our radical Islamist Iranian adversaries.
Oh, yeah, you got to get that radical Islamist. This is from his speech this morning. Radical Islamist terrorist Iranians. Yes, that's it. They're radical Islamists. It's funny because the Russians don't think they're so radical. How come the Russians don't? The Russians hate the radicals. They hate the Chechens. They were radical Islamists. They hate the Afghans. I mean, they were at war in Afghanistan before we were. They were there for almost 10 years. They call it the They called it the Russian Vietnam Afghanistan. And we were like, we could do it, stupid Russians. And then we went in there. We were there for 20 years and same effect. Nothing happened. We fucked it all up and they're right back where they started. Before the Russians left, went back to the way they wanted it to be. And then we went in there, tried to do it for 20 years. And then it's back to where it was before we got there. It really is crazy that we keep doing it. Radical Islamist terrorist Iranians. Oh my God! I nearly shat myself when he said that. I'm so scared. Man, I'm shaking in my boots. This is the thing. Maggers are so afraid of everything, man. They're afraid of going to the city. Oh, careful going to that city. Ugh, cities are dangerous. They're afraid of Mexico. Oh, Mexico. Whew. Too scary. Don't go there. They're afraid of Islamic Iranian terrorists, extremists.
They are toast, and they know it. Or at least, soon enough, they will know it. And we have only just begun to hunt, dismantle, demoralize, destroy, and defeat their capabilities. Just 4.
Ooh, I like this. Rib tip. You're kind of right, actually. Not the Iranian people, the leaders. The leaders, yes. The leaders who got to be leaders because of a revolution in Iran. Iran was on its way to being a Western-type country before the radicals showed up. First of all, what's so great about Western-type countries? Secondly, which, I think it's pretty great living in the West, but, maybe they don't feel so much because the West keeps raping them. The thing is, maybe they would have been like us. Maybe they would have been fair and free and had all these things that we claim to like. The thing that I think you would claim to like. You claim to think, like you say that you think that we should have Western type stuff going on in Iran. Maybe that would have happened if we were making sure that the money from the oil and gas was going to the people of the region, and they wouldn't have had a giant revolution and killed everybody and gotten rid of the Shah and the whole thing. The Shah had to leave. Why? Because the Ayatollah came along and said, hey, this is bullshit that they keep taking all your money and giving it to the West. Maybe they could have been. Maybe you're right. But no, America had to get greedy. London had to get greedy. A secular democracy. It would have been nice, right? It would have been nice to be secular democracy in Iran. Iran has democratic elections, so they say. But, they seem to like democracy. They seem to like the idea of democracy. You're right. But they don't like the idea of all their oil money going to New York and London, which is, I think, fair play. I think it's fair play. What's so great about Western countries? All the child rap music. Duh. You gotta love. You know what I think is great about Western democracies? We give our children credit cards to kill people instead of AK-47s. I think that's pretty cool. That's nice. That's nice to see. Yeah. Also, Muslims make up 2% of our population. It's a very strange fear. And it's a very strange fear, but it also goes along with the fear of trans people. I mean, they're afraid of anyone, all the politically vulnerable. It's kind of like the Nazis being afraid of Jews. They're poisoning the wells, and they're the reason why we lost World War I. It's all their fault, actually. It's all the same. It's the same as anybody saying right now that, the illegals, be very afraid of the illegals. They're so dangerous. Laken Riley, don't you know? Haven't you heard of Laken Riley? Oh, Laken Riley. Oh, you don't want a Laken Riley up in this Laken Riley. Do you want a Laken Riley?
4 days in. Starting last night and to be completed in a few days, in under a week, the 2 most powerful air forces in the world will have complete control of Iranian skies, uncontested airspace. I hope all the folks watching understand what uncontested airspace and complete control means.
All these all this it's so embarrassing to have a guy up there who's supposed to be a civilian leader of our military talk about policy and strategy, but instead he's just like, our guys killed their guys. Yeah. It's just so embarrassing. I've never seen anything like this in my life. The Secretary of Defense up there like, yeah, like doing all the karate chops, all the judo chops. Judo chop, yeah. It's just fucking weird, man. Donald Rumsfeld didn't do that shit.
Means we will fly all day, all night, day and night, finding, fixing, and finishing the missiles and defense industrial.
Oh, I like this. Nobody is afraid. Then why do you always talk about them? Of course, you're terrified of trans people. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? No, I'm not afraid of them. I just can't be around them. I'm not afraid of trans people. I just can't be around them. I can't see them on TV, and I can't see them in books. And if they're on the movies, I cry. But I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of them, though.
Base of the Iranian military, finding and fixing their leaders and their military leaders, flying over Tehran, flying over Iran, flying over their capital, flying over the RGC, Iranian leaders looking up and seeing only U.S. and Israeli air power.
Cool, bro. Cool. Like, yeah, we kind of assume that. I mean, like, that's kind of the easy part if you think about it. Donald Rumsfeld here. I mean, Pete Hegseth here. Stating the obvious, like, oh, well, they're going to look up and are only going to see American fucking plane. Yeah, no shit. Like, of course. What did you expect? Yeah, of course. Yeah, we expect that. We spend way too much money on our military to have it any other way. Like, we go and we kill lots and lots of people. The question now is, what are you going to do about the next Ayatollah? Because right now they're picking out their next Ayatollah. They have institutions. They don't have dictators. It's not like you get rid of Maduro. By the way, Maduro, how's that going in Venezuela? Same old shit, different day? We got him, though. We got Maduro. We sure showed them. Nothing's changed because we haven't actually done anything. We just did the dumbest shit. We're just the dumbest. America has now proven itself to be the dumbest country in the world. Let's go over and kill the Ayatollah. Great, boss. What's next? We're going to fly lots of planes. We're going to burn lots of gas right over their heads. They're going to look up and they're going to see our planes every day. Okay, what else? What else we could do? Well, that's about it, really. I mean, haven't really thought anything through. Yeah, I don't know what else we're going to do.
Every minute of every day until we decide it's over. And Iran will be able to do nothing about it. B-2s, B-52s, B-1s, Predator drones, fighters, controlling the skies, picking targets. Okay. Death and destruction from the sky. All
death and destruction.
Day long.
Death and destruction from the sky. That's what America wants, right? That's what we voted for. Death and destruction from the sky. I'm glad that those maggers told us that they wanted peace. This is the peace president. Death and destruction from the sky.
We're playing for keeps. Our warfighters have maximum authorities granted personally by the president and yours truly. Our rules of engagement are bold, precise, and designed to unleash American power, not shackle it. This was never meant to be a fair fight, and it is not a fair fight. We are punching them while they're down, which is exactly how it should be.
Yes, that's honor. We're punching them while they're down because that's the way it's supposed to be. That's how he treats his women, too. Hold them while they're down, get them while they're drunk, and then put it in, right, Pete?
Thus far, Operation Epic Fury has delivered twice the air power of shock and awe of Iraq in 2003, minus Paul Bremer and the nation building. The campaign has 7 times the intensity of Israel's previous operations against Iran during the 12-day war. 7 times. And as President Trump said, more and larger waves are coming. We are just getting started. We are accelerating, not decelerating. Iran's capabilities are evaporating by the hour, while American strength grows fiercer, smarter, and utterly dominant. More bombers and more fighters are arriving just today. And now, with complete control of the skies, we will be using 500-pound, 1,000-pound, and 2,000-pound GPS and laser-guided precision gravity bombs, of which we have a nearly unlimited stockpile. We used more exquisite standoff munitions at the start, but no longer need to. Our stockpiles of those, as well as Patriots, remains extremely strong. The enemy can no longer shoot the volume of missiles they...
All right, that's what you voted for. I told you I knew that's what you voted for. I was not one of the idiots that fell for your lies. I knew you were full of shit. I knew you were lying sacks of shit. Every magger is a pedophile. Anytime they say things like, we're going to catch the pedophiles, they are the pedophiles. Every time the maggers say, we're about peace, they're about to start a war. Every time they say, we like to negotiate, that's your little cue to say, oh, they're about to break the deal and walk away or bomb us. That's always, they're backstabbers. That's what they are. They're just classic Nazis, man. MAGA is the Nazi Party of America. They say things like, "Oh, we just need a little breathing space." They say shit like, "We're gonna go to Greenland and we're gonna take it. We're gonna take Greenland." Nah, you're not gonna. It's just always the opposite. They're always lying. So you have to get used to that. I always knew this. I've been saying this for over a year, that MAGA's the Nazi Party and they're gonna do this shit. I've been saying this for a month now, that they're gonna bomb Iran. I said it. I was saying it back when we were about to bomb Maduro. And I remember when I said that they were killing people, civilians, with no evidence that they were drug dealers, that this had nothing to do with drugs. And all these maggers said that, oh, no, it has everything to do with drugs. It has nothing to do with oil. And then they started pirating oil tankers. Oh, no, it has nothing to do with oil, though. Nothing to do with oil. Then I was saying they're going to bomb Venezuela. They're going to kill Maduro. No. They're never going to do that. They're always lying. Always lying. Who said something about cheap suit? Cheap suit? It's not TDS if they're always lying. You're a moron who just keeps believing the lies. They own the corporations. It's just like they own the corporations that control your news. They own everything. And you're like, yes, it's not about it's about nuclear weapons. It's not about the oil. It's not about just regime change. It's not about, it's about the nuclear weapons. Yes. You're an idiot. It's about the drugs in Venezuela. It's fentanyl is a weapon of mass destruction. And you're so stupid you believe it. Do you even remember the last time? I'm going to say TDS because it's a thought-limiting cliche. It removes your ability to have any kind of critical thinking when you say things like TDS, because you just repeat your boss. Like, you must be that guy at work that's like, I love my boss. My boss is the best guy in the world. I love bosses. My God, bro. My God. This country became a country of simps and losers and just NPCs. We're a country of NPCs now. That's what we got. And here I am saying, think for yourself, and you're like, TDS! Anyway, P. Hegseth, everybody. Here we go.
Not even close. And the chairman will lay out some of those percentages. So our air defenses and that of our allies have plenty of runway. We can sustain this fight easily for as long as we need to. And as I said yesterday, we set the terms. Now, you may not see much of it because the IRGC shut off the internet to the entirety of the country. They blind their people on purpose, just like they kill their own on purpose.
They killed their own on purpose. Well, I mean, we kill our own on purpose every day. You ever heard of? Let me tell you a little story about Alex Preddy and Renee Good. We kill our own on purpose every day. I mean, we have the death penalty. We kill people all the time. We kill our own all the time in America. We're really into it, actually. So when you hear them saying, "Oh, they killed their own," we kill our own.
Much was made of the volume of missiles Iran was able to shoot in the first few days. And sadly, as we projected, a few got through and killed 6 of our best, who will hopefully arrive home soon. We will avenge them, no doubt. But I liken Iran's predicament to a football team who scripted the first 20 plays of...
Yeah, give me a football metaphor. I love it. That plays well with the American South. They don't know anything about football. Let's do it. Give me a football metaphor.
The game. The team knew what plays to run because their first few drives were scripted. But now that the game has started and the blitz is on, they don't know what plays to call, let alone how to get in the huddle and call those plays.
What? That's a horrible metaphor, dude. The game is on and now they don't know which plays to call, and they can't even get in a huddle. That dude, have you ever played football? That's not how football works.
Iran's senior leaders are dead.
What?
The so-called governing council that might have selected a successor, dead, missing, or cowering in bunkers, too terrified to even occupy the same room. Senior generals, mid-level...
That's exactly right. Philip Mitchell, you see, they want to send your sons to war and take your daughters to the island, but the better question is why? And it's because MAGA hates children just for the reason that it's really hard to get your return on investment from children. Like, we put so much money into them, and they just consume, and they consume, and they consume. So for 18 years, they consume. So Donald Trump all the oligarchs really, but Donald Trump is like very blatant about it. You could buy and sell the women, and you could buy and sell the men too. You could send the men over there to protect our interests and still make money off of them. You can use them as cannon fodder. Using men as the cannon fodder and women as the sex toys, you can make a lot of money. Get your return on invest, get that ROI on those little kids. That's how they do it. I recently I learned. Hold on a second. Let me see. DS King of Kings, thank you for the donation. Recently, I learned the newer decentralized matrix protocol has founders who worked intelligence in the Israeli Mossad leaks metadata like mofo. Yeah, would it surprise you? I mean, the idea of decentralized banking and everything else never meant anonymity, did it?
Officers enlisted ranks, they can't talk or communicate, let alone mount a coordinated and sustained offensive. That's not great for morale. The Iranian Air Force is no more, built for 1996, destroyed in 2026. The Iranian Navy rests at the bottom of the Persian Gulf. Combat ineffective, decimated, destroyed, defeated, pick your adjective. In fact, last night, we sunk their prize ship, the Soleimani. Looks like...
Oh, yeah, remember when they killed Soleimani? Oh, man, they sank the ship named after the general that we executed during the last Trump administration. Oh, gee whiz, man. I wonder why the Iranians are so mad when we keep on murdering their people, just carrying out crazy assassinations while claiming to be negotiating good faith. Hey, let's make a deal. Just joking. Straight up Nazi shit, man.
Got him twice. Their Navy, not a factor. Pick your adjective. It is no more. In fact, yesterday in the Indian Ocean, and we'll play it on the screen there, an American submarine sunk an Iranian warship that thought it was safe in international waters. Instead, it was sunk by a torpedo. Quiet death. The first sinking of an enemy ship by a torpedo since World War II.
Great.
Like in that.
Great. Would just be like in World War II. I mean, is everyone really excited? Is Hegseth giving you a boner yet? Does America have the appetite for this? I mean, am I alone? Is this giving? I know there's a lot of maggers watching. Does this give you a boner? Is this what it's? This is it. This is what gets you going. Watching the embarrassing Secretary of War talk about silent death, destruction from the skies, murder abroad, international waters, killed them. They thought they were safe, and we murdered them. I mean, you're into this? You got that kind of bloodlust? You think Iranians are so different from you and me? You think their boys are different than our boys? You think that their 18-year-old boys joining the army, they're different than our 18-year-old boys joining the army?
War, back when we were still the War Department, we are fighting to win.
Wait, so you're saying that everybody on the Soleimani ship, they were all Islamist, extremist, terrorist Iranians? I think that's what he started with, right? We're out there killing Islamist, extremist, terrorist Iranians. That's what he said. Is that who was on that ship that we killed with the silent death of the torpedoes, the first time since World War II? Ugh. With a U-boat? Ugh, that makes us sound like the baddies. That makes us sound like the Nazis. You mean that we had U-boats and we were just blowing ships out of the water without engaging them at all? And we haven't declared war? And we haven't, Sounds like, we sound a lot like Germany in this one.
Also, yesterday, the leader of the unit who attempted to assassinate President Trump has been hunted down and killed. Iran tried to kill President Trump, and President Trump got the last laugh.
Oh, they're laughing now. President Trump got the last laugh. I'm sure that everyone's laughing, aren't we? 11 countries have been pulled into the conflict. 14 countries have been ordered to evacuate. All American citizens must evacuate from 14 different countries. 11 countries so far have been brought into the conflict. Thousands are dead. Last laugh, huh? Last laugh. I'm sure that all of those thousands of people who died are Islamist, terrorist, extremist Iranians.
Now, this is not a mission accomplished situation. This is simply a reality check. The combination of U.S. and Israeli intelligence and combat power will control Iran, and will control it soon. Sure, Iran will still be able to shoot some missiles, and still be able to launch one-way attack drones at civilian targets, and their proxies will attempt to attack our embassies, bases, and soft targets. They are terrorists, after all, and they need to target...
We're bombing. He literally just described them. PXF gets on TV and says, we're murdering people. We're controlling their skies. We killed all of their people. We assassinated all their religious leaders. We skinned their babies with vaporizing weapons. We bombed their schools filled with children. Their ships, we're torpedoing them just like the Germans did in World War II, comparing us to the World War II Germans. And yet, they're still going to attack some soft targets because they're terrorists. They're terrorists. They're the terrorists? Are they over here bombing schools? Did the Iranians come over here and bomb schools? Because last time I heard, only Americans bomb American schools. I haven't heard of one Iranian military operation in America. I've never heard of it happening. Not since Red Dawn, the movie Red Dawn. I haven't seen any kind of Iranian stuff happening in America. We're not even afraid. We don't even make movies about the Iranians anymore because nobody's afraid of. Like in Mission Impossible, it's never like the Iranians. It's never. We're not even afraid of the Iranians anymore, man. And they're the terrorists. Cool. Totally.
Civilians, because they can't fight toe to toe. But we will find them, and we will kill them.
And we'll kill them.
This is what the fake news misses. We've taken control of Iran's airspace and
Oh, thank you so much. This is my favorite thing that happens with these maggers. You stupid maggers. You're an effing idiot. I'm a fucking idiot. You're. Can't even spell your. Look, man, if you're going to insult someone on the internet, just proofread. You know, like learn. Maybe you don't know that your is a homophone of your, and you need an apostrophe R-E, but it's one of my favorite things that you idiots do. You always do it because you guys are illiterate. It's so much fun. I keep it coming, please. Please keep it coming. Now, Red Dawn is number one on the MAGA hit list. Yeah, they think that yeah. They're all getting together. They're going to take over, and our high school kids are going to stave off the this weird coalition of Russians, Iranians, and North Koreans and Cubans. Isn't that who? I forget who the bad guys were, and it's all of them, right? You see, like, it's all the bad guys all at once attack and occupy America. It's funny, they're not over here doing that shit, and yet we're the ones. Support our troops. Yeah, this is my favorite. I love this shit. I love it. Thank you. Kmart tie. How dare you? This was an expensive tie. Kmart tie. How dare you? People, you guys are such sartorially concerned. You guys are so sartorially concerned. Wow, you must be a fashionista, Bedford Forrest. Bedford Forrest, by the way, was the founder of the KKK. This person calls himself Bedford Forrest because he wants to immortalize the founder of the KKK. Wow, what a classy guy. You know what? I don't like KKK members. I don't like them. You're going to get banned. Bedford Forrest. Your name is Bedford Forrest. That's what you chose to call yourself on the internet. How embarrassing.
waterways without boots on the ground. We control their fate. But when a few drones get through or tragic things happen, it's front page news. I get it. The press.
Skyjack, you're making the U.S. sound like the terrorists, but the U.S. tells me they are the terrorists. Look, I'm not telling you that the U.S. is like the terrorists. Pete Hegseth is saying that they're like... Pete Hegseth describes the scene and then calls the people that were kicking them while they're down, and we've killed all their leaders, and we killed all their babies, and we control the skies, and fire is raining above them, that we have nothing but death and destruction, and we're kicking them while they're down because that's the way it is. Said Pete Hegseth, kicking them while they're down. But they're terrorists. Like, who listens to this and doesn't hear that propaganda? Who doesn't see? How do you not see through this? How can you not see through this? Yeah, Forrest Gump was named after General Bedford Forrest. I know. It was a joke in the movie. It was. And have you seen One Battle After Another? He gets the Bedford Forest Medal of Courage from the police department. It's so great. The Bedford Forest, the General Bedford Forest Medal of Courage. It's great. Good stuff. Everyone should know the name Bedford Forest so that when some asshole on the internet calls himself Bedford Forest, you can tell, oh, this person is a Nazi.
Only wants to make the president look bad, but try for once to report the reality. The terms of this war will be set by us at every step. As I said Monday, the mission is laser focused. Obliterate Iran's missiles and drones and facilities that produce them, annihilate its navy and critical security infrastructure, and sever their pathway to nuclear weapons. Iran will never possess a nuclear bomb, not on our watch, not ever.
Because we say so.
And this is why President Trump...
But Pakistan, you guys can have them. Israel, you can have them. England, you can have them. France, you can have them. China, yeah, you can have them. Russia, have some nuclear weapons. North Korea, yes, nuclear weapons. India, yes, nuclear weapons. What about us? We're Iran. We have 90 million people and a reason to have them because we want to defend ourselves from all of our enemies? No. Never. Why? Because you won't sell us our oil. That oil belongs to us, that oil under your feet. Well, that oil belongs to us. It's under our feet. That's why you can't, that type of thinking is why you can't have nuclear weapons. You keep on saying that the oil under your feet belongs to you instead of us. See, that type of talk is why you guys are never getting nuclear weapons. It's that type of talk that tells me that you're a terrorist, okay? The oil is ours. The oil in our country belongs to us. Wah, cry more. Oh, jeez. We're going to kill all of your children, your religious leaders, and we're going to call you terrorists because Pete Hegg says that's what we do.
Moral clarity on Iran today is so vital. Unlike the past where vague red lines and endless negotiations let Iran fund terror and inch ever so slightly toward a bomb, this president sees the threat plainly and acts decisively.
Inch ever so slightly? I thought that you told us that it was going to be a week and we'd all see mushroom clouds over Miami. Mushroom clouds over Miami. It's like moons over Miami, but it's mushrooms over Miami. Mushrooms and moons over Miami. That's what we're going to see. I thought that was what we were supposed to be afraid of. Holy jeez. Holy jeez. We're going to see a mushroom cloud over Miami? Gee willikers. What are we going to do? It's going to be a week from now? They're going to bomb us? We're going to see a mushroom cloud in America? Ugh. What's this inching ever so slightly bullshit?
No more half measures, especially when Iran is at its weakest. No more letting Tehran play for time while our people pay the price. His leadership ensures that we finish what we start and that we protect our warfighters by crushing the enemy before they can strike again. Our offensive operations, refined through months of relentless preparation, are unstoppable. And our defensive efforts are unprecedented. We have from the start put the protection of our troops ahead of everything else.
Man, I like this guy. Seldom seen. That's exactly what I'm saying every day, buddy. What the F is wrong with independence? Isn't that the goal? So we don't have to always wait for someone else to tell us that living our lives autonomously is okay? Sorry, it's moving. Are you insane? Exactly. We don't have to wait for people to tell us to live our lives. We don't have to wait for bosses to tell us what to think. We don't have to do whatever they tell us. Reject your programming. Don't hate who they tell you to hate. Don't eat what they tell you to eat. You see an ad for something to eat, don't eat that thing that was advertised towards you. Buck the system. Resist. You must keep going. Even as absurd as it might get. Mush brains over my Yankee. That's it. Mush brains over my Yankee, says DS King of Kings. Thank you for... If you leave a message. By the way, anybody who drops a penny in the pot, I'll read your message on the screen. Thank you so much. Please support independent media. Please support the channel. My name is Skyjack Morgan. I'm an independent news and culture commentator and free speech and critical thinking advocate. I'm an anarchist. I'm a libertarian. I'm an anti-authoritarian. I'm anti-capitalist. I'm anti-Republican. I'm anti-Democrat. I'm anti-doing what they tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what they tell me. That's what I'm saying. Don't do what they tell you. Do what you tell you. Be your own leader. Be your own thought leader. Think for yourself, for the love of Christ. You only get one life. Use that shit between your ears for something decent. Do it for yourself. Don't do it for America. Don't do it for your country. Don't do it for your mama. Just do it for you. You know, you've got to live this life. You got to live it, make it your own. Don't be cannon fodder. Don't be just another cog in the wheel for machine men. We're not machines. We're human beings, goddammit. We're animals. We got to be free. Every animal wants to be free. Don't you realize that the cage is the most antithetical thing to our existence? And you are willingly allowing yourself to be put into a cage over and over and over again. Right now, you got to show a special little ID now to leave your state by an airplane. Yeah, sure, you can walk out of your state without that special ID, but if you want to leave with any degree of speed or any kind of haste whatsoever, you're going to have a special ID, a special permission from the government. If you want to leave your country now, you've got to tell all parties involved weeks in advance. Even if you want to go to Mexico, you got to tell them weeks in advance now. When I was a kid, you could just go wherever the hell you wanted. Not anymore, you poor bastards. Now you're going to have to get a special little piece of paper. Please, mommy, may I please leave the country? May I please leave my town? May I please leave my state? May I please think what I want to think? No, you cannot think what you want to think, because everyone just did what we told them long enough, and you've lost that right. Sorry.
Before we very publicly built up offensive combat power, we quietly ensured that our defensive posture and power was in place. And as we built up offensive combat power, we moved the vast majority of American troops, over 90% of Americans that were on our bases, what we say off the X, out of the range of Iranian fire. Our defensive shield is equally formidable, the most sophisticated air and missile defense network ever fielded.
Oh my God, this guy. He doesn't talk about anything about strategy or anything interesting. He just talks about tactics. Jesus Christ. Great. I got it, Pete. We killed a lot of people. Great. Thank you for the update, loser. What the hell am I talking about? If you don't understand, man, you got to do your research. You got to start thinking about shit. You got to start questioning authority. That's what I'm talking about, questioning authority. Why are you allowing them to tell you what to do? Why are you allowing them to tell you where to go, who you can fuck, who you can love, who you can look at, who you can vote for, who you're allowed to get to represent you? You're just another pawn, man. And I'm sick of being a pawn. Aren't you sick of being a pawn? Aren't you sick of doing everything they tell you? Do what the TV says. They say Big Macs. Okay, Big Macs it is. I mean, this is how we are living in America. I guess I'll order more chicken wings. I heard chicken wings are great. I mean, 20 years ago, chicken wings were considered the garbage food, but now they've convinced us all to eat garbage food as long as it's slathered in sauce. And we'll pay a lot of money for chicken wings now, too, because even though they used to throw them away, now they've convinced us all to pay a lot of money for them because they slather them in sauce. You put enough sauce on anything, Americans will eat whatever the fuck you tell them to eat. This is what this world is now. We killed 10 billion chickens in this country so that imbeciles can eat chicken wings slathered in sauce. They can't even taste the chickens. Disgusting, Americans. You're disgusting. You disgust me. I used to love you. Now you're a bunch of just simps and hall monitors and snitches, suckers. We in the European Union are done. U.S. and Trump. U.S. is now an enemy. I know, it's become that way, Euro Scott. Don't blame me, buddy. I've been trying, my man. I've been trying. I've been telling people to fucking stop selling at Walmart. Stop buying shit at Walmart since I was a kid. I've been telling people, be careful of Amazon since I was a kid. No one listens, man. No one listens. They just keep doing what you tell them not to do because the government tells them to do what they're doing. And so they keep doing it. Mommy and daddy and my government says so, so I'm going to keep... Do you know how hard it is to build a revolution in America, Euro Scott? My goodness gracious, man. That we just go along with whatever the government says. Bunch of suckers. We're supposed to be a country of rebels and revolutionaries. That's how we started. They said, hey, you better drink our tea, and you don't have a choice. You're going to pay a tax on it. We said, fuck you. We're going to put that tea in the ocean. We're going to stick it in the bay. What are you going to do about it? Huh? What are you going to do about it? Okay, well, you're going to have to get some sugar for that coffee because all that sugar belongs to England. We said, fuck you. We're not buying your sugar. And anybody selling your sugar, we're going to tar and feather them in the street as collaborators of the king. That's what we used to do. If you were caught selling sugar during the Revolutionary War, we put you in the street, stripped off all your clothes, covered you in hot tar, and then poured feathers on you so that everybody can laugh at your pain. And a lot of people, I mean, it wasn't supposed to kill you, but people died because hot tar, man, it melts your skin. It's really fucking bad for you. But not anymore. Now we love the simps. We love the simps, and the more people, the more bootlicking you are, the better you are, the better podcast you got. Watch one of these guys. Watch one of these guys. One of these they're not even conservative, by the way. Watch one of these Trump simps podcasts or live streams, and it's always just them, and then people throwing money at them. They love the sex show, right? People just choking on Donald Cock's little mushroom dick, and he's just like, yeah, I love him, I love him, I love him. He's the best, he's the best, he's the best. State worship, man. This is just state worship. I can't believe Americans are into state worship. It's really crazy. It's crazy. Is this a Chinese spy? Yeah, man. Totally. You know, if you think that being resisting the government is pro-Chinese, you're an idiot. You want to be like the Chinese. The Chinese are brainwashed. They live in a surveillance state, and you are voting every day for more surveillance. Donald Trump wants more surveillance, not less. Donald Trump wants us to be more like China, not less like China. Donald Trump wants to control the market, own pieces of every company. Right now, the United States government owns 10% of Intel. What the fuck? That's some Chinese shit, man. And you guys voted for it. Yeah, free thinkers must be Chinese. Anyone that doesn't love my government must be Chinese. That's it. You nailed it. Nailed it. Patriot Act, baby. Otherwise, we'd already have a revolution. I totally agree. Not only the fact that a revolution, general strikes in America are illegal. We should be having general strikes right now, but they're illegal. And they've also busted the union. They busted the TSA union. That they should be on strike right now, but they can't because there's no union anymore. They killed it. They're busting up the unions, and none of us are doing anything about it. Remarkable. Truly remarkable. Anyway, I can't watch P. Hegseth anymore. This loser. It's unbelievable to me that we worship this guy.
One thing he did say is that, I haven't had a lot of jobs, but I've had jobs in the civilian world. And I've been over here for 6 months, and I work 12-plus-hour days. I work 6 to 7 days a week. And he goes, I love it. When he could have said, well, I'm doing ROTC. I'm going to continue to do that. I want to commission as an officer, and he would have been allowed to stay. That was my understanding, to continue his education at Drake and just go through the ROTC route. He kind of planned it out, but he was adamant, like, I'm going to go with my unit.
He's 20. He was going to be 21 in May, in 2 months.
Was that's a big birthday.
Yeah.
You're gonna take him out for drinks?
Well, he was actually still supposed to be in Kuwait, and you can't drink in Kuwait. And so before he had left, we were like teasing him about it because we were like, oh, you're gonna be 21 and you don't get to go out. And he didn't even care. But yeah, I don't know. We were just so excited.
I would say Sunday. I'm sure everybody started waking up that morning, and you heard at the time that 4 people had been killed and many injured. And I think we talked with our son in Italy at the time, and said he had talked to Declan, kind of based off of timing. And what we know so far, we don't know specifics, but we're just making an assumption based off of timing that it was shortly after that phone call that he had gotten off with his brother that this is when that happened and his operations center got hit.
This is the family of the boys being killed in Kuwait. This is the first American story I've heard in a while of an American being murdered over there. It was hit, the Kuwaiti base was hit after we bombed the Iranian schools. They started bombing back, and then, his base got hit, and now he's dead. He was about to turn 21, and he was upset because he couldn't drink in Kuwait because they can't drink in the entire country. But we have no clash of civilizations there. That's not considered Islamic extremism. Kuwait, for some reason, isn't considered an Islamic extremist country at all. For some reason, we don't call them that. Is it because they sell us their oil at a price that we determine? Is that why? Is it because we're allowed to have bases there? Is that why we don't consider them Islamic extremists? Even though the whole country can't drink, they have complete draconian control. Interesting, huh? You can hate the government. That's being American. Very well said, Doris F. Day. You can hate the government. In fact, I would say, as an American, your job is to hate the government. Your job is to question the government completely at all times and force them to justify the power they have over you. And if they can't justify the power they have over you, and they almost never can, then you are obligated to take it back, to take that power back. That's the American way. That's what the American idea is. That's like I just described America to you. And yet, so many of us are just willing to bow down. Oh, my God. I knew it was going to happen. We got a lot of maggers in the chat today. LOL, did you question Obama when he bombed Libya? Of course I did, you fucking idiot. Did you not listen to the words coming out of my fucking mouth? Do you speak English? Do you speak English, Clinzy Jr.? Do you speak English? Did you hear what I just said? Of course I did. Maybe you must be your first time here. It must be your first time here. I've been doing the show for a while, and anybody with half a brain realizes that Barack Obama. I don't even want to go into Barack Obama. I'm not going to just get side. I always get put on tangents by you morons. What about Obama though? Obama's not in power, moron. Obama's not worth talking about right now. Follow the channel for a little while. You want to hear me talk shit about Obama? I talk shit about Barack Obama. Good old Barry, almost every day.
I still don't fully think it's real. I didn't think it was real when they told us. Because I just remember all of our conversations about what he was going to do when he came back. And so I'll just be sitting and thinking about it. And then, it's really hard. And I didn't have, the same phone call, this weekend that my dad and, my brother did.
Oh, that's so sad. She's never going to forget that she didn't get to be on that phone call like her dad and her brother. And then he died the next day. It's sad. And it was entirely avoidable. There's no reason why this had to happen, but it did. MAGA are defense attorneys for Trump. Yeah, they hold water for pedos. That's what they are. If you're MAGA, you're a pedophile apologist. That's what you are. You're invested in the chomocracy, and you don't care that they buy and sell working class children. They don't care that they buy and sell immigrant children. They don't care. They like it. They like that part of it. They like that. They think that's a feature, not a bug. They like the fact that Donald Trump and his friends buy and sell working class children. They think it's hilarious. They think it's great that we're at war right now because they don't have to talk about the chomocracy. They don't have to talk about the fact that their president, Donald J. Trump, was a co-conspirator of Jeffrey Epstein and was engaged in the buying and selling of little girls. People call him a pedophile, but he's not a pedophile. He's a child trafficker. It's far worse. Donald Trump is far worse than a pedophile. Pedophiles, shit, you could go hunt a predator. What do you call it? Catch a predator. That's what pedophiles look like. Donald Trump's way worse than that. Far worse than that. He only gets off when he has power, when he can own somebody else. That's what he gets off. He's not gay. He's not straight. He's not a pedophile. His kink is owning other people. That's his whole thing. That's what gets his dick hard.
Got a little bit of breaking news out of Texas as we continue to watch the Democratic.
Where is your proof? The overwhelming mountain of evidence, substantial evidence, the corroborating eyewitnesses, the people who claim to have been threatened by him and also abused by him, people who were at the parties and saw him there, the flight logs that put him in those places, the fact that he is literally married to Jeffrey Epstein's ex-girlfriend, the fact that Jeffrey Epstein himself said that he gave Melania to her and that they had sex for the first time on Lolita Express. An overwhelming mountain of evidence. But yes, plenty of proof. Maybe he should, testify. How about that? Maybe we should. Oh, no. Don't make him testify. Let me ask you this. Let me ask everybody in the chat. Should Donald Trump testify in front of the House Oversight Committee? Should he testify? I'm asking. Should he testify? You think I'm lying? Google it. Look it up. You think I'm lying? Donald Trump admitted to not wanting to date under 13. That's what he said on the Howard Stern show. 13 was his limit. Barf. 13 was his limit, said him. He said that he broke into teenagers' dressing rooms, underage girls' dressing rooms, so he could look at their beautiful bodies. And he said that he wanted to have sex with his daughter. Yeah, an overwhelming mountain of evidence. Of course he should, right? Yeah, everyone says of course. Of course he should. Yeah, exactly. This guy thinks that Kamala is a good choice for America. Chad Harvick. See, again, you must be new here. You see this word right here? It says independent. See it right here? My finger's right here. You see it? Independent. You see it down there? It's hard to see because the chat's over it probably. But no, I don't think Kamala is a good idea. I hated Kamala since before you knew the name Kamala. I hated Kamala back when she was Attorney General. So you probably didn't even know who she was back then. But this is how stupid, this is how I know you're in a cult. This is how I know you're stupid. Because you think that someone criticizing Donald Trump, you automatically go, Kamala though! Like you just, you like your butthole clenches and you scream Kamala because someone questioned your cult leader. You've been trained to do that. You've been brainwashed to do that. Every time someone criticizes or accuses Donald Trump of all of the true crimes that he's committed, you scream out Kamala Harris. It's crazy. You are a victim. You need to wake up.
U.S. Senate primary there. As you see, this is what we've got right now. 45% of the vote in. James Talarico leading Jasmine Crockett right now, 53 to roughly 46%. Again, less than half the vote in. And one of the things we've been watching closely.
She was Attorney General after she was District Attorney. First she was a DA, and then she was an AG.
All night since we first sat down at this desk is the question of Dallas County. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett represents a district in Dallas.
Thanks for those wet
Dallas
floor
County
signs,
has
everybody.
had problems with the administration of their election today. We've been explaining that over the course of the night. I'm going to go right now to Evan Smith, who's the host of Overheard with Evan Smith on Austin PBS. He's a veteran observer of Texas politics. He's got 30 years experience doing that. And Evan, I'd like you to...
I guess I got to remind everybody, I'm an anarchist, everybody, just so you know. Like, I just want to let everyone know again, I'm an anarchist. I don't like either party. I think all of you are fools arguing over Coke and Diet Coke while Mr. Coca-Cola takes all your money. I think you're fools for giving money to podcasters, creators, live streamers who are choosing one party over another. I think you're fools for investing in a system that is geared to fuck you. The system is meant to destroy you and your family unless you can provide some kind of service to them, because you're living in the resort of the rich. The whole world is their resort and you are their servant. And if you don't want to be their servant, then you need to start resisting. But you can't do that as long as you're supporting the Republicans and Democrats. Suckers. I am more like a Ralph Waldo Emerson, Henry David Thoreau type, like early American proto-anarchist. I'm like the real American shit, like actual American philosophy. You guys don't even know about American philosophy. Have you ever read Walden or on civil disobedience? I mean, these are seminal works that describe the American experience and what this country was actually based on. But no, you listen to Donald Trump say, no, it was based on racial segregation, slavery, and Christianity somehow all at the same time. And war, also, of course, killing others, conquest, rape. That's what you believe the country was based on, but it wasn't. They've always tricked people into doing that.
Explain to us again what had happened earlier today in Dallas County, why things have been chaotic there, and now this new reporting about a judge's order about the extension of voting there.
Right. So as we talked about earlier, Rachel, the Republican Party in Dallas County decided they did not want to have countywide elections. They wanted to make people go to their assigned polling place locally. And if the Republicans say you
I have lots of thoughts on anarcho-syndicalism. I suggest that you become a channel member. We could talk more deeply about those things on the private chats and the private streams. But I've got lots of thoughts about anarcho-syndicalism. But I will just call myself an anti-authoritarian anarchist. I don't give a shit if it's anarcho-communism, anarcho-syndicalism, I don't give a shit. We have to choose right now over, because I mean, at the end of the day, we aren't anywhere near any of those utopian scenarios. We're not even close. I'm still trying to convince people to wake the fuck up and stop buying hot dogs. You know what I'm saying? Fucking idiots. Like, I'm still trying to get people to stop shopping at Walmart. I'm still trying to get people to stop, I don't know, like, I mean, it's to stop buying useless shit and putting themselves in the poorhouse. I'm still trying to get people to stop working 65 hours a week in order to fund a life they can't afford. I'm still trying to get people to understand that the human experience is vast and that we're all connected. I mean, these are things that basic shit. I'm still trying to get people to question authority. It's step one of critical thinking. So when it comes to anarchism, I mean, it's a pretty simple ask, right? Every single time we make a choice towards more power to the people, less power to the state. Every time. How many times? When? Always. Always. Every decision. More power to the people, less power to the state. Always. Then maybe we could talk about, but although I of course I like talking about anarcho-syndicalism and anarcho-communism and the fucking tankies and the blah, blah, blah. I love all that shit too. But right now, at the Morning Sky Show, the #1 news reaction show on YouTube, Thomas Paine book, Common Sense. Yeah, I had to read that. Do you remember reading that? Yeah. Yeah. Anarcho-syndicalism is the way we could do that. Yeah, if your unions control the economy, the people control it. Yeah, I know. Trust me. I've read Kropotkin and Emma Goldman, and I mean, I'm pretty well versed.
can't have countywide, then the Democrats can't have countywide. So Democratic voters showed up thinking they were going to be able to vote at the places around the county they had voted, and they were turned away, and there was a big push to try to extend voting in Dallas County as a result of that, to give those people an opportunity to vote after all. A Dallas judge ordered the polls open until 9. Well, Attorney General Ken Paxton asked the Texas Supreme Court within the last couple of hours to overturn the Dallas judge's ruling. And according to reporting from my former colleague Eleanor Klivanoff of the Texas Tribune, the Texas Supreme Court has just temporarily blocked that judge's order to keep the polls open until 9, ordering the county to separate out the votes from people who were not in line at 7 o'clock. This throws a monkey wrench into the vote count in Dallas County. Whether those votes are going to count or not, we have no idea what's going to happen. It's a temporary ruling, but goodness, this is a mess, Rachel. It was already a mess. It's more of a mess now.
This is a pause of the vote extension in Dallas County. Are people being stopped from voting right now?
What I know is that the county is being told you have to take the votes that were cast in the last 2 hours. It's coming up upon that 9 o'clock hour central here in Texas right now. You have to take the votes that were cast by people who are not in line at 7 o'clock, push them to the side, and the fate and the status of those votes is now unknown.
That's ridiculous. So as you probably have heard, there was a bunch of tomfoolery over in Texas and Dallas County. That's what was happening real time. But basically, at the end of the day, there was an extension because not everyone who was in line was able to vote. And then all of a sudden, the voting was supposed to stay open till 9. And at 7 o'clock, they decided to put everything in provisional voting piles, which is bullshit. Like, if we have the right to vote in America. I don't know why this is such a hard concept for people. This is part of the contract we have with our government. And yet they constantly are trying to screw us. And it's going to get worse and worse and worse. My eyebrow fetishist is back. That's nice. That's okay. Thanks for the engagement, eyebrow fetishist. You should change your handle because I can't really see you right now. Second treatise on government. Oh, yeah, John Locke. There we go. Now we're talking. Man, I talk about John Locke almost every day. Big fan of Emma Goldman. Me too. I used to put a link to her book in the chat. The 13 essays or whatever it's called. And on anarchy and 13 essays. I forget what the book is called, actually. Something like that. Big fan. Fight for your rights, not the rights of old men, not the fights of old men. That's right. Very well said. Good job. Nice. I love you guys for understanding where I'm coming from. What's the deal and how you feeling? Drop an emoji in the chat. Let me know how you're feeling up to the world. I'd love to see. If you want to support ultra independent media and you don't want to be part of the red versus blue clans, then please drop a subscription, become a channel member, or put a penny in the pot. I love super chats, of course. It helps me keep doing this. I am a very poor little anarchist, so I'm always helpful. It always helps to try to keep the word going. The mission needs money, and I appreciate you. Also, it's my birthday on Friday, so be generous if you would, because all my family's pretty much dead, and it's just going to be me this birthday. I thought you were an independent. I am an independent. Independent means for me, I'm not part of the independent party. It's funny, yesterday I had to register to vote because my driver's license was going to be expired. And in California, when your driver's license expires, you have to re-register to vote. And so I re-registered to vote yesterday, and I was sick to my stomach doing it. I was sick to my stomach registering to vote. But your mom died in 2023, a week before Christmas. I took care of my elderly dad, pay his water, power, and do his taxes and more. You, on the other hand, have never provided for anyone, including yourself. That's an interesting... That's a weird chat. For a sec in the beginning, I felt something for you because my mother died in 2021. My mom died, and my father was put into a home just last month. Just last month, I put my father into a memory care home, and then. You're a piece of garbage. It's so funny. You see, I had so much in common with you, and I was like, wow, someone who's like me every time, foo. And look at you. You're just a piece of garbage. You're a garbage human who deserves to be tarred and feathered. Wow. Look at what a piece of shit you are. See, some people experience tragedy and hardship, and they become better people. And some people, they become garbage humans like yourself. Way to go. What a wonderful chat, though. I love that chat because it was a whole arc, really. I was like, oh, I felt sad. I felt connected to somebody. And then by the end, it's just a stupid magger insulting me for nothing. Tarred and Legoed. Yes, tarred and Legoed. Yes. I should find something more, something better than tarred. No one knows what I'm talking about if I say tarred and Legoed. But what should I say? I like tarred and feathered. Because it has historical significance, but maybe we should think of something else, huh? Anyway, thanks.
Let's bring in senior correspondent Benjamin Hall. Ben, great to have you with us as always, and good to have you in New York, so welcome. You and I were talking in the break. What really stands out? You've covered this region for a long time. But what stands out to you at this moment?
Like, I think, first of all, America's primary objective to get rid of the missiles alongside with Israel, I think is something they will achieve in the next few weeks. But the big question is what comes next. What really struck me from what we heard President Trump say today at the White House was when he said he was considering arming or supporting armed militias. We've also seen the U.S. strike some of the positions alongside the Iraq-Iran border, and that suggested it may be the armed Kurds that he thinks could come in. So that's already one potential look at what may come next. Now, there are mixed ideas about whether that's positive or not. One, yes, you need armed people to come in and perhaps overthrow the regime once the heads are gone. But it's also dangerous to get armed fighters in there. Do you perhaps lead to an insurgency if you do that? So, look, we're looking at the military operation at the moment. We know how successful it's been up to this point. But what comes next? And that still remains a big question as to what we'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, Jordy Samino. Thank you so much for the help right there. Thank you so much, Jordy Samino, for putting a penny in the pot for Skyjack Morgan. $10 donation. Get a vegan donut, cupcake, or something sweet on Friday. Thank you. Actually, my plan, and this might sound silly to you, but I just want to go out on a date with my girl. I have those free movie passes. They're not free. I pay for that $20 a month movie pass thing. And so we're going to go see some dumb movie. I forget which one. And, we're just going to go hit up a happy hour. She usually gets off early on Fridays, so we're going to go hit up a happy hour and have a couple beers. And they have these vegan wings. They're not really wings. They're like little nuggets, kind of like they're like vegan nuggets, Gardein nuggets. They call them wings, but they're not wings, But they're really good, and we're going to go to Yard House and just have, and because there's one right by the movie theater, have a couple beers, and then that's going to be my birthday. Pretty chill. I don't have much money right now because I've been doing YouTube, and I'm really doing YouTube costs a lot of money to do YouTube, like the editing software and the StreamYard package. Everyone, it's all takes money going out to have a YouTube channel. So it barely supports itself, but we're doing it. Yeah. Thank you, Lifeline. I look handsome. Why, thank you. Thank you so much. You should see me after a couple beers. Thanks. I wish I could get paid trolling. I wish you could get paid trolling too, Nurse Rod. Thank you. How old am I turning? I'll be 47. 47 years old. You know? This is for my GM. All right. Thank you for buying me a beer at Happy Hour. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Skyjack Morgan. I'm an independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate. Thank you so much. Nice. Happy birthday, fellow millennial. Oh yeah, I was born the last year of Gen X. So I'm kind of what they call a cusper. Yeah, but I'm technically like half millennial, half Gen X, and I feel like that's pretty accurate for me actually. Years young, 47. I know, right? 47. But you know, oh, wow, you look actually way younger. Well, thank you. Thank you. I don't always feel that way, but, you know, maybe it's just clean eating. Do you smoke cannabis? Not these days. It's too expensive. No, not these days. And I'm not against it or anything, but I don't really smoke marijuana anymore. Not anymore. I was never that much of a smoker anyway, and I don't know. If I do, it's like I'm on a couch watching Star Trek. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Nathy Shiro, thank you so much. Can we get some Sky City Rebel flags for the new channel member who gets exclusive content every day, exclusive streams every day, exclusive guitar recital every day? This month, not every day, month. Every month we do a guitar recital. This month we're doing the songs of Paul McCartney. Thank you so much. Thank you. Get some green hearts and courage for everybody. Thank you. Is it even cannabis anymore? I think it's more like a lab creation. Well, I suppose. I'm too cool to judge anybody for whatever drugs they take, man. I don't give a shit. I think it's fine. Do what you want to do. You know, I'm 420 friendly.
It's interesting. There's that pathway through which, if it's cleared, the Kurds could come through potentially. And as you and I talked about, we've called on the Kurds many times in the past for assistance in the region and have also kind of turned our backs on them at some crucial moments as well. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. With regard to Starmer, you know, the president lashed out at him again today. He is not happy with the prime minister of the UK. Here's what President Trump had to say. Watch this.
I'm not happy with the UK either.
God, look at all this stupid gold. Can we put gold on any more surfaces, you fucking loser?
That island that you read about.
Like, he looks like Saddam Hussein invested. He looks like Saddam Hussein right here. He looks like the American Saddam Hussein, right? Put gold all over it. Remember Saddam Hussein had the golden AK-47? Do you remember that shit? He had the golden AK. Dude, tell me this guy is not. He's got the same interior designer as Saddam Hussein.
At the least, it's taken 3-4 days for us to work out where we can land there. It would have been much more convenient landing there as opposed to flying many extra hours. So we were very surprised. This is not Winston Churchill that we're dealing with.
So what's going on with Starmer, our oldest out?
This is not Winston Churchill that we're dealing with. Winston Churchill was attacked by the Germans. Winston Churchill was attacked by the Nazis. No one attacked in England this time around. The Iranians have not attacked anybody, really. Nobody has been attacked by Iran until after we bombed their schools and they chanted, "Death to America." You know, death to America. I keep on hearing this out there. Are you afraid of them when they say it, death to America? Does that make you cry? Cry more. You know, does it make you cry when someone says death to America? Does it really offend you? Does it make you feel really bad? Pookie. The thing is, people say death to America as a form of mourning, as a form of futility. Like, death to America is like wishing harm on the person that just bombed your school. We bombed a school with 150 children inside. 60 supposedly died right there and then. More will die because of injuries. We killed their religious leaders. We bombed all their boats, killed everybody. We're killing killing indiscriminately. We just watched Pete Hegseth tell everybody how we are just death from above, death and destruction, more death and destruction than anyone's ever known. We're killing people in ways we haven't seen since World War II, which is something we should all get used to. And yet you're sad that they say death to America. Are you surprised? Or are you just scared? I don't understand the feeling. What's the feeling that you're trying to evoke, sweet hawk? What are you doing? USS Cole? How long ago was the USS Cole? We just killed the General Soleimani. We just killed him like 5 years ago. What are you talking about? Iran, there's enough blame to go around. Were you just digging through history? USS Cole? Holy shit, what year? Hold on a second. What year was the USS Cole attacked? 2000. That's 26 years ago, dude. What are you talking about? You want to talk about what we've been doing for the last 26 years? Jesus, sweet havoc. Sweet havoc. My God. You holding a grudge about the USS Cole? Weren't those was it the Yemeni? Who did it? It was Yemen, I thought. Yeah, it was in Yemen. It was in Yemen. You stupid. Oh, yeah. It was the Iranians. They helped. Therefore, we're allowed to bomb their children. Is that the thing? 2000. Wow. Wow, you're digging deep there, buddy. You're digging deep. Wow. What can people do to us that we did in 2000? I mean, we did a lot of shit back in 2000. The last 26 years, I think America's done a lot of shit. So I guess no matter what happens, so if somebody came to our country and they bombed a school full of children and they said, yeah, well, you guys, you did something back in 2005 that pissed us off. You'd be like, okay, fair play, fair enough. We're even Steven now. What the hell? It's so funny. That's so funny that you come in here and say this. Yes, it was Yemen, but who backed them? Yeah, they backed them. So what? Of course, Iran backs people who are working in their interests. Of course, because the American warship should not be over there. Why was the American warship in Yemen? Why were they there? Fuck the USS Cole. What the fuck was it doing over there? What the fuck was the USS Cole doing in the Yemen port of, what was it, like Ademi or Adani or some shit? I forget, man. It's been 26 years since I've thought about this. What were we doing in the year 2000 with the USS Cole in the Yemeni port of, it started with an A. What were we doing there? Yeah, well, in Vietnam, well, you guys, so clearly, so if Cambodia came here and killed a school full of children in America, we'd say, well, we did do that whole thing in Vietnam. I mean, Henry Kissinger did illegally bomb a bunch of their people back in the Vietnam era, so that's perfectly acceptable. What about weapons of mass destruction? Perfectly. Yes, we are yes, seldom seen, exactly. We are the petulant, shit-ass, whining toddlers of the world, because that's who our president is. He's an 80-year-old. You know, when they turn 80, they generally turn into, like my father, he shits his pants. He talks like a clown now. I mean, he's like my father was not like that. Now he's got dementia, man. He talks like a clown and he shits his pants every day. It's horrible. It's terrible. It makes me want to cry. Yes, that's who our president is. Shit, Donald Trump talks just like my dad, who's a dementia patient in a fucking memory ward. It's amazing. You remember what you do about it. What was the name of that port? Do I have to look up what port that was? It was like Ademi or something. Ademi or Adonis or some shit like that. Cambodia killed 40 million people because they became socialistic. Is that why they killed so many people? Is that why? Was it because we put Pol Pot in power? Was that why? Because they could operate indiscriminately with the support of the American military? Is that why? Or is it because they were socialistic? Newsflash, dumb shit. We are socialistic. This whole idea that socialism is the enemy is propaganda sold to you by oligarchs. We are socialists, you dumb idiots. We're socialist. We're part socialist, part capitalist, part mercantilist. We're becoming more and more mercantilist these days, unbelievably so. We're part, we're part fascist. We've always been part fascist. It's always a mixture, buddy. It's always been a mixture. This purity shit where you pick a team and you root your team on, you wear their jersey. I'm a capitalist. I'm a good little capitalist. You're an idiot. You're a fool. I only drink Coca-Cola. I never drink Diet Coke. I only drink Coke. I never drink Diet Coke. That way I stick it to Mr. Coca-Cola. I really show Mr. Coca-Cola what's good. I only drink Coke, never Diet Coke. Never. My God. Sweet Havoc. You're so stupid. Socialism is the worst form of government. Yeah. Okay. We know that you're brainwashed fool now. Cool. Everything that you've ever had positive ever happened to you in your life when it comes to the government was a socialist program. Every single time. Your roads, your streets, your military, your fire department, your libraries. You probably don't know how to read, so I should scratch the library part. You probably don't appreciate the library stuff. The police department, all that's socialism, all of it. The post office. So many things. But hey, sure, socialism's evil, blah, 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 blah. You're so fucking stupid. It's painful to live in America right now with people like you walking around breathing.
Well, tonight, a Florida veteran who has spent the last decade fighting for legal status in our country has lost his federal case. Former U.S. Marine Paul Canton took his citizenship battle to federal court after being repeatedly denied legal status, even though he served this country, our country, honorably.
And now this veteran's battle is over, and he fears deportation is next. For nearly 2 years now, our I-Team investigator, Katie Legrone, has been listening to Canton's struggles to become an American citizen. She even brought his case to a pair of U.S. Congress members, both Democrat and Republican. New tonight, Katie is following through on the citizenship fight that attracted nationwide attention.
Florida veteran Paul Canton is heartbroken.
What are you feeling right now?
Lost. I relied on the legal system so that they could go ahead and clarify the law and see what we saw, but they wouldn't even open the case to look at it. They just dismissed it.
After serving in the U.S. Marines during the early 1990s, a federal judge recently upheld a decision to deny him legal status here, officially ending his decade-long fight to become an American citizen.
What are your options at this point?
Deportation. There's no other option.
We first introduced you to the former U.S. Marine in 2024. Born in New Zealand and raised in Australia, Canton originally came to the U.S. legally on a visitor exchange visa when he was a teen. Despite overstaying that visa, he was still recruited into the U.S. Marines during the Persian Gulf War.
Oh my God, this poor bastard. This is so American. Come on, come to America. We're so free. We love freedom here. Guys from Australia, lived in New Zealand, came here as a teenager. We recruited him to fight in the last time we were killing people over in the Persian Gulf. And now he was a Marine over there, killed a bunch of people for us. We paid him for it. We paid him. He's a veteran. He murdered for America. He's been here for, 30 years? 40, longer. He's been here 40 years. And now we're going to deport him because he overstayed his visa when he was a teenager. That's perfect, man. That's so perfect. What a beautiful thing, man. That is the true American story. That's the American experience. Hey, we love you. Come over here. Kill for us. Just joking. Get the fuck out. Don't trust American government. Do not trust them. Take it from the American Indians. You cannot trust the contracts they write, the contracts they sign, the organizations they join, the treaties they get involved with. You cannot. You cannot. For people spouting shit about Jews in the chat, I'm just gonna ban you. Can't stand all that stuff, man. All your bigotry. Can't stand it. That's so sad. Another sucker. Sorry, buddy. Another sucker. Sorry, you're gonna be in Florida. You're gonna be back in New Zealand now. I don't know anyone in New Zealand.
Well, John Cornyn said he was concerned about a bunch of radicals were going to show up to vote today. It looks like you all showed up.
Oh, nice. Okay, so this is the This is the Attorney General, Ken Paxton. He's on primary. He wants to run. Ken Paxton says that everyone is a leftist extremist. He's super into Trump. He hates everybody else, and he's going to be running against, who's he running against? Oh, James Talarico, I think. It'll be great. It'll be good fun. You'll have a good time. Ken will find a way to rig it for himself. Ken will, yeah. He's the Attorney General. Why wouldn't he? Do you think he'll recuse himself? Sure. Oh, hey, why don't you read a list of pedophiles caught by ICE just in Minnesota and then try to justify your position on stopping ICE? Better yet, explain that to their victims. Sweet Havoc, you're a person who literally holds water for the billionaire pedophile class. You got no moral high ground, buddy. You got nothing. Nobody cares what you say because you're a sucker. You're a loser. You're just some guy that follows an old man around so you can get a good whiff of his diapers, man. It's embarrassing. It's beneath you. It's beneath America. You need to stop. You need to stop believing everything ICE tells you, everything the DHS tells you. They're full of shit, man. They're liars. They're liars.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, here's my favorite senator. Thank God. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, lay it on me, Mr. Kennedy. Oh, happy birthday, Mr. Kennedy. He's my favorite one. Now, I'm just trying to tell you what we're going to do with this good old-fashioned thing with the thing and the other thing. Shut up, you fucking old damn long ding-dang-doo. Ding-dang-doo. Let me see here. UK 977 says, shut up, you fucking Democrat retard. You supported Biden. You supported Afghanistan. Leave $1 billion new weapons on top, man. Get 13 man killed. All because of optics, you hypocrite. No, I didn't. I had this show, actually. I was doing a YouTube channel back then, and nope. I've never supported Joe Biden. I hated Joe Biden before you knew who he was. I've hated Joe Biden since I was 9 years old. I think Joe Biden and Clarence Thomas were the first politicians I hated. I remember back then in the 90s. God, I hated him. I hated him so much when I was just a little boy. I mean, I know it was the late 80s, man. I think it was the 80s. I was like 9, 10 years old. Fucking hate Joe Biden. I've always hated Joe Biden. So UK 9, you can go fuck yourself. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. By the way, I love this idea of 13 servicemen killed. $80 billion. How many people do you think are going to die in this bullshit war in Iran, UK name? Let's do it. 13 is the over-under, everybody. Do you think more than 13 people will be killed in the war in Iran, this frivolous, stupid war in Iran? Do you think more? Are we going to take the over or under? 13 is the over-under, everybody. Do you think over 13 or under 13 will be killed in the Iranian bullshit war we're doing? We could do it again. Oh, let's do the over-under on 80 billion too. Over or under? Are we going to spend more than 80 billion or less than 80 billion on killing Iranians? More than 30? Over or under? What do we think? Over or under, everybody? Over for sure. Yep. Over, already has over. We're at 7 right now. Exactly. We are at 7 right now. And those maggers are trying to tell you that, oh, Biden killed 13 people when the suicide bomber destroyed during the extraction, during the retreat, during our surrender. A surrender who was, wait a second, who signed that surrender? Donald Trump signed the surrender, and Joe Biden was left to clean up the mess. And then $80 billion later, you're absolutely right, 13 servicemen died. Whose fault was it? Whose fault was it really? I think there's enough blame to go around on that one. But doesn't matter. Biden was president, so he gets the blame. Fine. $80 billion, 13 lives. What do you guys think? Over or under on this new one? We're over $2 billion now, lost or used material right now. We lost 3 jets to friendly fire. We've got 7 people dead in America. Americans, I mean. 7. Trump has added $11 trillion to the debt. He's a fucking clown. Exactly. Thank you. Hello. Trump preemptively said, get over American soldier deaths. I know he said, we're going to kill a lot of Americans. That is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Sorry, I was thinking about Arnold Palmer's schlong for a second there. Did you guys see the ballroom, though? Did you guys see the ballroom? This is how fucking disgusting. Look, man. This is how disgusting things have gotten. Donald Trump is telling you to get over Americans dying in the Middle East ahead of time because we are going to lose a lot of dudes because of our ineptitude, mostly incompetence and just overconfidence. And get over it, though. But by the way, have you heard of the ballroom? We're all going to have great parties at the ballroom. Don't worry, you'll be invited. Sure you will be. You'll be able to party with me and my friends in the ballroom. No problem. Did you see the gold drapes? The gold drapes, aren't they pretty? Aren't they beautiful? They're beautiful. Donald Trump likes to say they're beautiful. And my beautiful supermodel wife, Melania, she's really upset about all the noise that's being made. But when I hear all that noise, all I hear is money. That's what he said, money. I hear money when I hear that noise. Why would you hear money when you're building a ballroom for the American people? But don't worry, a lot of Americans will die. Just shut up. Ballroom, though. Clip that. Get over all the debt. Did you see the drapes Trump picked out? Yeah. Did you see them? Did you see the drapes? They're gold. I love gold. They're so great. Love that gold. We're all going to party in the ballroom, everybody. It'll be a grand old time. We'll have a good old time, man. I can't wait to party with all of his pedophile friends. It'll be great. Don't you want to hang out with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell? You know they're not in jail, right? You know that he's not dead. They're out there. They're out there probably chilling in Alaska until they can come and be free again. It's great times. Great times. Now, why did you go and do that thing with the ding-dang-do?
Thank you, Madam Secretary, for being here. President Trump, ably assisted by Mr. Stephen Miller, quickly in the President's second administration developed policies to secure our southern border, policies that you and the Department of Homeland Security implemented. And I congratulate all of you on your success.
Great job. Great job. Successful job.
Properly vetting people at the southern border is not racist, is it?
No.
Could you answer for the record?
No, it is not racist.
That's such a, no, it ain't racist, is it? To stop people at the southern border, is it? No, I just want to make sure that we all are in agreement that the lady is not racist. She is a dog killer, though. She kills the dogs, but she ain't racist. So let me be very solemn and serious about this. I'm not a racist. I'm from Louisiana. We've never elected anybody but a white man to my position, but we ain't racist. Don't you worry now. No. Ding dang do.
Properly vetting people at the southern border is prudent, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh my God! This is governance, ladies and gentlemen. Government.
Yes, sir, it is.
And to do that,
this is oversight. Could you imagine going to see your boss for like a really look, man? Do we have any? I worked in management for most of my life, and when the boss calls you and they got to give you a little oversight talking to, it's usually like, so why'd you make this decision? Why'd you make this decision? How do you defend this decision? Can you defend this decision? What are you doing about these numbers? How do you explain these numbers? That's the conversation you have with your directors, which is what's supposed to be happening here. The Oversight Committee. It's supposed to be, now, why did you do this? Why did you make this decision? Why are these numbers the way they are? What are you going to do about these other numbers? What about this? What's your plan for that? That's the fucking conversation, okay? Not for the maggers, though. Maggers will be like, now, you doing everything you can, aren't you, darling? And you're doing everything you are, aren't you? And you're doing everything right. You're just doing everything pure as the driven snow, ain't you? Oh my God. This is the level of oversight we can expect from our government. Holy shit, bro.
We need the Border Patrol, do we not?
Yes, we do.
And we also need ICE, do we not?
Yes, we do.
Well, down in Louisiana, we got to get some ice because we love our sweet tea. We love our sweet tea down there, don't we, folks? We love that shit so much. We got to get that ice in my sweet tea. It's so delicious. We can hardly be back. Nina Simone will always be my president. I love Nina Simone. Oh, my God. I got to listen to some Nina Simone today. She's the best. I love it. Mr. Bojangles.
Okay. I just wanted to get my congratulations on the record.
Yeah, you're great. Thanks. Get your congratulations on the record because that's what this meeting is about. This meeting is about dick sucking. Thanks for sucking it.
I believe you have a policy, Madam Secretary, that you have to approve all contracts at your department over $100 million.
No, sir. I have a policy in place that I review contracts. My deputy
I review contracts. Don't worry about
chiefs
it.
have the ability to review anything under $5 million. Above that, I evaluate and look at.
Okay. And you do that, I understand, to try to curb waste and abuse of taxpayer money. Is that
Who's
right?
the 12-year-old?
Yes, sir. In fact, it's been extremely effective. We've saved.
Yeah, you do. You curb waste, fraud, and abuse. Is that right? Is that right? The guy behind him is a staffer. He's probably like 18 years old. He looks like he's 12. They're just staffers usually behind him. So he's like, now, what did they say? Now, can you look at my phone real fast and make sure that I can read it? And there's like they got little guy. They got guys behind him, like young people usually behind him, helping them like operate their phones. You know.
The taxpayers over $13.2 billion just by evaluating contracts, negotiating lower ones, and canceling ones that aren't necessary to do our duties.
How do you square?
Hold it. Obama. Okay. Obama took campaign contributions from Epstein. Holy shit. Well, I will make sure not to vote for Barack Obama in the next election. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Case closed. Thank you so much. Oh, Barack Obama took campaign contributions from Epstein. Sweet. I will never vote for him. Thank you.
That concern for waste, which I share, with the fact that you have spent $220 million running television advertisements that feature you prominently.
Sir, the president tasked me with getting the message out to the country and to other countries where we were seeing the invasion come from, with putting commercials out that told them that if they were in this country illegally, that they needed to leave, or we would detain them and remove them, and they'd not get the chance to come back to America.
And those cost $20 million, did they now, darling?
Right way. That has been extremely effective.
Ask you to run these advertisements, is that right?
We had that conversation, yes, before I was put in this position and sworn in and confirmed, and since then as well.
Okay. Did you?
Donald Trump told you to spend $20 million on ads that just featured yourself? Well, that's decent news. That's good to know. Hey, $20 million for Kristi Noem to do some cosplay and do some ads. Shit, bro. That's a good gig you got there.
Bid out those service contracts?
Yes, they did. They went out to a competitive bid, and career officials at the department chose who.
Someone's saying I'm in the Epstein files. Thank you for reminding everybody I am in the Epstein files. I'm in the Epstein files. My name is Bubba. Donald Trump. I was just a kid. I needed the money. I was very impressionable. I was poor. I didn't want to dig ditches anymore, you know. So they called me Bubba for obvious reasons. G-Max, Jelaine Maxwell, we called her G-Max back in the day. She named her horse after me for obvious reasons. Donald Trump likes big schlong. So they called me Bubba. And you're right. I am in the Epstein files. You got me. There's actually a T-shirt available in the channel on the merch shelf right here, right underneath this video. You could buy it. It says I am Bubba, and you could support me. I am a victim of Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump because Donald Trump blew me. He keeps calling too. He keeps calling, but I told him that was just I was young. I needed the money. I'm not like that anymore. I'm doing okay now. I'm doing okay. I'm still suffering from the trauma, of course, but I'm okay. I'll be okay. Thanks for bringing it up, though. Thanks for bringing up and victim shaming me. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Would do those advertising commercials.
And the people that you ended up picking were people who had formerly done your political work back in South Dakota. Is that right?
No, that's not correct, sir.
I think it is.
No, it's not, sir. The individuals who.
Damn. Oh, my God. He's getting there. Maybe this will be some hardball. We're going to have Some good luck. Let's see what we got here.
I believe the careers who they chose were two different media firms. There's been conversation about their subcontractors, but we have no legal authority to look into subcontractors on work like that.
Okay. And you're saying that you're testifying that President Trump approved this ahead of time. Is that my understanding?
We had conversations about making sure that we were telling people.
No, ma'am. I'm asking you, sorry to interrupt, but the president approved ahead of time you spending $220 million running TV ads across the country in which you are featured prominently.
Yes, sir. We went through the legal processes, did it
Did the
correctly,
president
worked
know
with
you were gonna do
OMB.
this?
Yes.
He did?
Yes.
Okay.
And one thing, Senator, I think would be helpful to know is how effective that communications has been. That overwhelmingly.
It doesn't matter because you took no bid contract. All right, so what this is about, what John Kennedy is getting at is that Kristi Noem, not only did she make ads for herself, essentially, but they were for ICE or they were for trying to get illegals to self-deport or whatever bullshit they say that it was for. She was featured prominently in them because she's, an attention whore, and she's Kristi Noem. She did it with $20 million of our money. It was your money, my money, $20 million, and they used production companies that were, let's just say, in the family, and they didn't have any other, they called them no bid contracts, meaning they just picked a company that they knew and gave them $20 million of your money. This is how the rich get rich. They get rich off of your money. They don't get rich just like scrappy washing dishes and making good and learning how to be restaurant owners. They get rich by stealing from you through no-bid government contracts. That's why you always hear about no-bid government contracts. Kristi Noem did it. And even Senator John Kennedy is getting a little peeved, even though he said so many nice things with her. He gave her the old shit sandwich. I think he's going to give her the shit sandwich. That's another good management thing. You tell people, you're doing such a great job. Everything's great. This is where you suck. You're a piece of shit. How the fuck are you still in my building? You know what? You're doing so many good things. Just work on the other stuff, all right? I really like that you work here. That's the shit sandwich. The two pieces of bread are compliments, and the shit's in the middle. I think that's what's about to happen with Senator Kennedy. Now, have you ever heard of a shit sandwich? We're going to give you one right now, Miss Noem. Secretary Noem, have you ever heard of a shit sandwich? We serve them down in Louisiana.
In your name recognition, I personally just... to me, it puts the president in a terribly awkward spot. And I'm not saying you're not telling the truth. It's just hard for me to believe, knowing the president, as I do, that you said, Mr. President, here's some ads I've cut, and I'm going to spend $220 million running them.
$220 million.
I don't think Russ.
$220 million. Oh, man, I said $20 million. Boy, is my face red. Oh, my God, I'm so embarrassed. I said $20 million. $220 million. That's $250 million this bitch spent of your money. Gave it to her friends and family who ran production companies so that she can be in cute little ads with their little outfits. She had those cute little outfits that she would wear. Get out of our country. $220 million later. It was highly effective, though.
Vote at OMB would have agreed to that. It's something we have to defend. I'm on the Appropriations Committee. My research shows that you did not bid them out, that you in fact, one of the people you picked, the strategy group, Safe America Media was a company formed 11 days before you picked them, and that the strategy group got most of the money.
They were formed, a brand new company. They were formed 11 days before you picked them for a no-bid government contract. She's caught in an embezzlement scheme. She's a fraud. She stole your money. And even John Kennedy can't stomach it. Even the Republicans are starting to go like, now, it looks like you got caught with your hand in the cookie jar. You came on down to the lick log and got caught with your tongue between the branches. Now, you can't come on down and do that ding-dang-do, put the razor wire in your boots and make sure you're the snake coming out of the grass. You might be a snake coming out of the grass, and I just can't stomach that. Now, Mr. Trump, as well knowing him as well as I do, he lives loudly. And he ain't going to be okay with you spending $220 million.
And the head of that is married to your former spokesperson. I'm
weird.
We all have friends who are qualified. I'm not quibbling with that. It troubles me. A fifth to a quarter of $1 billion of taxpayer money when we're scratching for every penny and we're fighting over rescission packages. I just can't agree with, Madam Secretary. Are you still running those ads?
Are you still running those ads? They cost $220 million of American hard-earned dollars. How can I go back to my constituents in Louisiana and tell them that I'm okay with this about you robbing them blind? Now, you got to be deaf, dumb, and blind to go along with this. Now, I'm not quibbling the fact that we've got a bunch of friends that we give money to now, don't we, ladies and gentlemen? Don't we? Well, don't we, ladies and gentlemen? I got lots of friends in the business, and we got lots of friends who are qualified, but I just can't imagine that a politician would ever just sign off on stealing $250 million from the American people. Now, how could I ever justify such a thing with my bosses, the American constituents over there in Louisiana? Now, it seems like you are taking a snake out of the river and calling it an eel. No, I just don't know how I'm supposed to reconcile that. Are you still running those ads, by the way? I don't know. No. I just love my politicians so much. My Republican politicians, they never steal from me. They are always the good guys. They never steal. Kristen Noem is such a sweet little lady, isn't she? She would never do nothing bad with all my money. I would give her all my money because I love my Kristen Noem. She's so trustworthy. Isn't she trustworthy, ladies? Don't you, gentlemen, have you ever seen such a cute little Madam Secretary as cute as Christine Noem? Ain't she just cuter than a bug's ear? I do declare, I trust her with my skivvies.
Senator, I did not have anything to do with picking those contractors. I know politicals at the Department of Homeland Security did.
I understand. Are you
Career
still running
officials
those
followed
ads?
the competitive bid
You had nothing to do with it. Then why was your ex-husband, whatever?
process.
Are you
for that.
still running
Everything
those ads?
I think the ads are due to end here in March, I think within a week.
So
or
they
I'm
are
not sure of the
still running?
update. The one that is running is focusing on angel families. Have you seen that? It is the one that's talking about this is our why. This is why we work every day.
Okay,
It's for the angel
I've gotta
families
move
and their
on.
victims that need to.
After the two killings in Minneapolis, and I think there's a lot of video on them, Madam Secretary. I think people can see the video and draw their own.
I don't know. Can they? It seems like a lot of people in my chat, they watch those videos and they're like, they were asking for it. The American citizens deserve to be shot in the street, don't they, Mr. Kennedy? They deserve to be shot in the streets, right?
Conclusions. Are you and your department conducting an investigation of those?
Sir, the investigation is being led by the FBI. HSI was involved in fact.
FBI, man. Last time I checked, the FBI's doing wet T-shirt contests over in the heated rivalry locker room down there in Milan. Oh, they're all dressed up, aren't they? All those hockey players. Fashion capital of the world. Fashion capital of the world, ladies. Milan. Kashia Patel doing a wet T-shirt contest down there in the locker room with the boys. Whew, not a good look. I don't trust the FBI to be looking into it. Do you? Does anybody? Do all of you guys believe that the FBI is looking into it?
Our HSI agents on the ground.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I got so little time. I believe at the time you said these were acts of domestic terrorism. Is that right?
Sir, in answer to questions at the press conference that afternoon, it appeared to be.
Yeah, so you called them domestic terrorists. Is that right, Christy? Who told you to say that? Now, who told you to say that they were domestic terrorists?
But you said these appeared to be acts of domestic terrorism.
And as I've said previously in this hearing, is that
first, Madam Secretary, did you say
we're getting
that?
information from a chaotic scene on the
Did you say
ground
that?
and relaying information to the American people.
Okay. Now, again, those videos are public. People can draw their own conclusions. I think it'd be safe to say you got some pushback on that. Would that be fair?
Yes, sir.
And you had some criticism. I'm not saying the criticism was accurate.
This country lawyer fuck. Now, I'm not saying everything was accurate. I would never say that it was accurate, but would it be fair to say you had some pushback? Now, I'm just a country lawyer, ignorant in my ways. Down here in the South, we got Napoleonic law in New Orleans. Because he's a lawyer. He went to UVA, though. He doesn't actually talk like that in real life. He went to UVA, which is a famous Jeffersonian school. It was actually started by Thomas Jefferson in Virginia. And anyway, he went back to New Orleans, Louisiana, and he became a senator after being a country lawyer for so long. Now, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I don't know if I'm as sophisticated as counsel on the prosecution, but I declare that down here in Louisiana, we got a little bit of a different way of doing things. Can I hear an amen? Yes, I do declare.
You're inaccurate. I think you did. What got my attention was that you blamed those statements on Mr. Stephen Miller.
Yeah, the cigar's my kazoo.
No, sir, I did not. And in fact, where you're seeing that is in a news article of anonymous sources. And anonymous sources say a lot of things, but I've never said that at all.
Well, here's what you said on the record. I'm going to read your words. Quote, everything I've done at the direction of the president and Stephen.
Sir, where did you see me say that at? You read that in a news article with no sources
you said it
affiliated
on the record on January 27th of 2026. Did I read your words accurate?
I enjoy working with the president and with Stephen Miller. And
Ooh, they're throwing you under the bus, Christy. Scramble, Christy. You're a woman. Don't you realize you're expendable? Stephen Miller, Donald Trump, you are only there at their pleasure. They're going to fucking throw you to the alligators. You'll be the first one hanged, Christy. These women that think that they're going to do these animals' bidding, that they're going to go and do Donald Trump's bidding and that they're going to make out at the end, it ain't going to happen. Pam Bondi, Kristi Noem, they're going to throw the women out first. You already see it. Pam Bondi and Kristi Noem are both in the fire right now. Stephen Miller's still having a great time.
that day we were working to get as much information to the American people as possible. That is what we'll continue to do. And as that happens, we'll go forward.
Do you think it was fair to blame Mr.
All right. So honorable, someone's asked about the honorable. The honorable thing is because you're not supposed to call her Miss Noem. You're supposed to call her Honorable Secretary Noem, but they don't want to put SEC there, so they put Honorable because that's her title, the Honorable Secretary Kristi Noem, and so they put HON in front of her name because she's not a doctor. She doesn't have any other title, right? So SEN would be senator, rep, Republican. No, sorry, rep would be representative or delegate. DEL, REP. Gets confusing because the Republican and Democrat and then representative and delegate, it could get confusing, but we have like a special way of doing it. Like usually it'd be rep somebody or Sen Kennedy and then parentheses R, so you know that he's a Republican. So it would be Sen Kennedy R, and the same thing would happen with her. It'd be Sec or on HON Noem R in the parentheses. It's you just kind of have to watch it. It's a thing. But is she honorable? No, she's not honorable. She's a fucking liar. Of course not. She's not an honorable person. But it's just a stupid title from the 18th century, man. It's just some bullshit that we say. That's it. Hit that like, subscribe button. My name is Skyjack Morgan. I'm an independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate. Thank you for being here, Rebels. The Sky City Rebels. We're about to start. After this, we're about to start the Afterglow. Thank you for being here.
Miller?
Sir, I did not do that.
R stands for Republican.
You're reading from a newspaper article with anonymous sources.
Are you denying that you said that?
Sir, I'm not going to speak to that situation.
You're here to speak to that.
That is relayed on anonymous sources that no one has heard me say that.
It was you.
No. Who reported that to that newspaper?
They're quoting you on the record, saying it's Stephen's fault. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
It was just a science experiment. That's what a 17-year-old whiz kid is saying after the FBI and hazmat squad searched his Irvine home. The feds say they were looking into suspicious chemicals at the home, but Malvin Fritz and his family's attorney say it was all a big misunderstanding.
Sandra Mitchell is live in Irvine with the latest.
Look at this. The government's watching us. The government was watching this kid do a science experiment, and the government came in and cracked some skulls. Let's see what happened.
Details and reaction from the young science genius himself. Sandy?
Cher, he really is. He was accepted into college when he was just 13 years old. So when the FBI surrounded his Irvine home searching for a possible nerve agent, Malvin Fritz says yes, he was surprised.
In order to protect this reagent from light, it is wrapped in aluminum foil.
From his home chemistry setup, 17-year-old Malvin Fritz was doing experiments and posting them on YouTube.
Just about 20 minutes ago, we watched a team of 6 FBI agents dressed in full hazmat suits go into the garage.
Until last week, when the FBI and a state weapons of mass destruction support team raided his Irvine home.
This is definitely a surprising situation. I don't think anybody expects to.
So Irvine, I live right by Irvine. I thought this was really interesting that the FBI decided to break into a kid's house in Irvine because they're spying on all of us. You don't think that they're spying on you? You think that if you're not doing anything wrong, you won't have a problem, right? That's what I keep on hearing. I keep on telling you I'm against surveillance of any kind. And everyone in my chat, so many people, all of you maggers, tell me, well, if you're not doing anything wrong, why do you have a problem with surveillance? Here's a great example of a kid doing nothing wrong and the FBI coming to his house and ruining his week. He's ruining his, he's going to be remembering this for his whole life, really.
Have the federal authorities knock on their door.
Tonight, speaking out for the first time, Fritz telling KTLA he was not doing anything dangerous or illegal.
I obtain all the chemicals that I work with through online sellers that anybody could obtain them through Amazon, eBay, and at the hardware store. Anything can be dangerous if not handled with a lot of care and patience and safety.
Fritz told us it was rubbing alcohol and other common chemicals that spurred the massive federal investigation. And he says he and his family still have not been allowed to return to their home.
I've been out of my...
Oh, they're not allowed in their house anymore, huh? They're not allowed home because the federal government was surveilling them. It's weird that they're brown, am I right?
Home for almost 7 days now, and I really want to return home, and I truly believe that there was nothing dangerous.
Fritz has not been charged with any crime. He's working with an attorney, though, and calls what happened a big misunderstanding. The teen is a chemistry whiz, accepted to college at 13. He's going to be graduating UC Irvine in a few months and then on to med school. Despite the scare for his family, he's hoping the incident will help bring attention to the importance of science and medicine.
Helping people is something that I've been passionate about for the longest time, and I truly believe that this is a way that I can contribute to the healthcare system in America.
Yeah, that's the lesson. The takeaway here is that sure, the government could kick in your door, take your home over, and not allow you to sleep there for over a week, but you know, it's for the greater good. It's for all of us, right? Don't you feel safer that this 13-year-old doing science experiments on YouTube, they could have just watched what he was doing with the chemicals if they were so fucking smart. This is what's going on as the FBI director is doing wet t-shirt contests and doing cosplay heated rivalry reenactments over in fucking Milan. This is what's happening. We're busting the doors in of 13-year-olds because they're doing science experiments in their fucking garage. We're surveilling 13-year-olds. He must be building nerve agents. Must be. That's what's happening. Let's kick in the door. You don't want to see if he's got a YouTube channel first? You want to do a little searchy poo on the old Google machine? See what he's got going on? Maybe Google this motherfucker, see what's going on in the house? He's broadcasting it on YouTube. I guess that makes me feel a little bit better because they're not watching YouTube. Clearly the government's not watching YouTube, so I should be okay. Oh, Google's asking me. Oh, yeah, it's...
Prioritize your safety immediately. Would you like me to help you find ways to secure your devices or space?
Oh, I would, no, but I can't talk. You hear my frustration because they're spying on me right now. Holy shit, man. Unbelievable.
I want to move on to the use of department resources. Senator Kennedy asked a number of questions.
Last video, I just want to see this little thing. This is kind of a fun one.
It's about this contract, $220 million. Senator Schiff asked about it as well, and I do too. I don't want to question what the purpose was, but how the award was made. This is $220 million. It was an advertising campaign, as I understand it, that featured you, and you want a horse at Mount Rushmore.
Oh, look at her.
The contract
Mount Rushmore.
was a no-bid contract. You acknowledge that?
There she is. And remember when she did the cosplay? I thought the shirt was really nice. I liked her cowboy shirt.
I wasn't involved with this contracting process, so my understanding is that there was many companies that competed for this contract.
The answer to that is yes or no.
I don't believe it was. I believe other companies competed for this because there was two different vendors
Madam
that were
Secretary,
chosen.
I have here a document from usspending.gov, and this document specifically states the justification for no bid contract that goes to Safe America Media and People Who Think. Those are the two entities that did the campaign, correct?
I believe it is. I wasn't a part of this contracting process.
Let's get serious here, okay?
She's supposed to sign every single one. She's saying she's not a part of it, but she says that everyone's complaining about how she has to be part of every contract, and now she's saying she's not a part of a $220 million contract?
Safe America.
She stole $220 million.
Run incorporated 11 days or 7 days by my count before they got an award of $143 million. You have any dispute with that?
Are you talking about the subcontractor on that contract? Because we
Safe
have
America.
Senator, I wasn't a part of this decision.
Okay.
We followed the same processes that have been our policies and how this was conducted appropriately.
I will go through this and then you can answer. I don't want us to be talking over each other. Safe America was incorporated 11 days or 7 days by my account before they got a $143 million contract. Now, as a administrator who has fiscal responsibility over a huge budget, do you realistically think that a company that was created 11 days before they got $143 million?
They're grilling their own people because they want to sacrifice this lamb. She's put up as a sacrifice. She'll be the first one to get fired. I think that Kristi Noem will be the first one to get fired. People are really upset about ICE. People are really upset about the Department of Homeland Security. They want to destroy the TSA. And in order to do that, they could fire Kristi Noem, reclaim the TSA as a different organization and privatize it, which is likely what will happen. It's spelled out in Project 2025. They don't think that the TSA should be under DHS. So a lot of things are happening here, and so that's a great question. Why are they grilling their own people? You must be doing some critical thinking, Ben from Berlin. Great fucking question. Why are they grilling their own people? Thank you. Is it because they care about the $220 million? Is that why? It's probably not because of the $220 million, but that's what she's going to go up for, right? That's what she's going to get crucified for. Stealing $220 million. Do you think she'll do any time? I think they'll fire her and pardon her. She's the sacrificial lamb. That makes sense. DHS shouldn't be part of TSA. No, TSA is part of DHS. Yeah. No, not the other way around. TSA is part of DHS, Department of Homeland Security. They did so because of 9/11. Should TSA be privatized so that its goal is to make profit instead of service, serving the people and keeping them safe? That's a question. Right now, already, the United States government has said that certain airports can decide to no longer use TSA if they can do it cheaper with the private company. And they busted the TSA union. They don't want us safe in the skies. They want us to have private companies charging us pay to play. Already we see that. So right now that they took away the TSA's ability to do TSA pre-check. They've done away with that. They're now charging people who don't have real ID $45 per trip in order to travel without a real ID. And Clear Plus is moving into to airports nationwide. Even at my little airport near where I live, we have Clear Plus now so that you can pay a monthly subscription fee in order to fly and skip the line. It's classism. It's against the law, I think. I think it's against our fucking Constitution. But the Supreme Court disagrees. Supreme Court says that you could travel all you want as long as you walk or ride a bike or drive your own car. But you can't even drive your own car without ID. No, what can you do? You could take a bus, you can ride a bike, or you can walk. That's how you can travel without identifying yourself and going through the onerous process of background checks and producing citizenship proof and proof of your birthday and your proof of your birth certificate, or paying extra money. Yeah. Because usually poor people are the ones that don't have access to all of those documents. And so now, if you can't afford the $130 now for your passport, so the Supreme Court said that we don't need, it's against the rules, it's against the Constitution to have an internal passport to travel between the states. That's against the Constitution. But they're saying that flying is a privilege. Is it? Is flying a privilege? You can walk anywhere you want. It's fucking crazy, bro.
Is in a position to execute on a $143 million contract?
Senator, I can't speak to their business model. I will tell you that since I've been at the department, I have reviewed over 10,000 contracts. I have saved the taxpayers over $13 billion by renegotiating contracts and being more efficient.
Mr. Chairman, I don't want the filibuster. All right? And I want my time back.
Oh, nice. You can't travel with $10,000. That's true. You can't travel across state lines with $10,000. That's true. It used to be you couldn't travel across state lines if you were a black person. There's all sorts of rules about traveling in America. This is how fascist dictatorships really get to you, because you keep on saying shit. Well, if you don't like it, you can leave. No, you can't. No, you can't. They will rule you without the consent of the governed. This is un-American. This is how we do perish. You're absolutely right. Lawlessness. We don't need so many fucking laws, but whatever.
I'm not denying her a chance to answer. I'm asking you to deny her the abuse, the filibuster. Okay.
Of that.
Right, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I'll go through this. All right. This is on a U.S. government website.
Chuck
It says that
Grassley
contract for
forgot to
$143
turn on his
million
goddamn
was a
mic.
no-bid contract.
Chuck Grassley.
Public documentation says the contract of $143 million went to the Safe America company, created 11 days before they got an award. That company then subcontracted with the strategy group, and you are familiar with many of the principals in the strategy group, correct?
I know one of them.
Mr. Yoho.
Yes.
And let me show you a photograph. That's Mr. Yoho standing next to you, correct?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Yoho is also the husband of your former spokesperson. Is that correct?
Correct.
Tricia McLaughlin.
Yes.
So your former assistant secretary and her husband are the ones that got the subcontract from Safe America, or from Safe America. That's what the record shows. Any dispute about that?
No, except there was no politicals, myself or anyone else besides career employees who were a part of that process for putting out those contracts and choosing those vendors.
But what you have is the Republican operative.
Well, you're trying to insinuate that
I'm not insinuating. I'm stating a fact. The fact is,
you're saying that I weighed in on this contracting process and I did not.
It's so funny. So there were all people that you knew got a no-bid contract and you got a kickback. That's the insinuation. Why are you so defensive about it? Like, did you know these people? Yeah, you knew them. Did they get a no-bid contract for $220 million nobody wanted? Yeah. Did you do little cute advertisements where you're riding a horse wearing a cute little shirt? Yeah. Okay. That's it.
Mr. Chairman, the fact is that Mr. Yoho was married to your assistant secretary. Is married, correct?
Yes, they are still married.
All right. And Mr. Yoho also ran an ad campaign for you in your gubernatorial campaign, correct?
Yes.
And he also attended your inauguration.
Yes.
And Mr. Yoho received $8.5 million, or his company did.
All right. We already know where this is going. She's going to be the sacrificial lamb. She'll be the first one to get fired. I think Kirsten will be the first one to get fired. Let's see. I don't know how to say your name, Riri. Riri says, laws and man's legalities are two different things. Law is made by God, is natural, and children know more of it than adults. Do not hit, do not steal, do not lie. These come from within the soul. Well, you know, it's a good point. I mean, that we have natural rights that we're, I think, able to witness and actually acknowledge, things like life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness that all individuals on planet Earth desire and I think are born innately with. They call them the inviolable or inalienable rights, right? But we violate them constantly. We violate them all the time. We also reserve them for only humans. Only the human animal gets those rights. We don't. We constantly betray the law of nature, and appeal to nature is so prevalent that we call it a logical fallacy at this point. We have to agree and have some kind of touchstones of philosophy. And in America, we think of it as John Lockean Enlightenment philosophy as the governing principle of these United States. And yet, we would rather worship the idea of law and order, which is, you know, rich people are the law, white people are the law, and order means you knowing your place and not upsetting the status quo. This channel and me, yours truly, Skyjack Morgan, #1 news reaction show on YouTube, independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate. I myself will say, fuck that. You don't have to do what they tell you. You don't have to do what they say. You don't have to stay in order. Be out of order. I have no respect for their law and no respect for their order. Zero. None. Zilch. I hope that you'll join me in questioning authority and challenging the status quo. because the status quo is control. Control. The rich control the poor. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Once again, Skyjack Morgan. Illegitimate non-carborundum. Don't let the bastards grind you down, because I need you. We need each other. And the non-human animals need us most of all. Godspeed, rebels. I'll see you in the afterglow if you are a channel member right now. If not, I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. Oh, I've got my book club tonight. It's Wednesday. I'm going to go build community and try to find some people who are into mutual aid and mutual defense. I'm trying really hard to find community in my area so that I can create mutual aid and mutual defense. I want to find people that want to go to the gun range with me and prepare for the apocalypse. What do you say? You want to go? Head on down to Barnes & Noble. No, I'm just joking. But I'm doing a book club tonight. It should be fun. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so friggin' much.